Yeah, it's still not letting. It still don't have the super chat and stuff in here. Even though we turned it on. I don't know why. Oh well. There's 3 people in the chat. That's you, me, and Stellar. Oh, it's 10. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing today? I gotta remember to look at this camera. Can everybody hear me good? Let's see. Oh, well, I can't see it. I guess it's just me. Oh, well, I can't see it. I guess. Oh, I look super pixelated on my TV. I don't know why the picture is way blurry, they're saying. Hmm? Well, I'm glad y'all can see it because apparently what we're all seeing looks way blurry, and I don't know why. I wonder if my camera needs me to wipe it off. Let me try. Maybe I got a fingerprint on it. Yep, no better. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see if that changes anything. It froze for a minute. I don't know. Guys, I'm trying. I'm trying. It's not. I know I still look blurry. Thank you guys. I can see it. I appreciate it. I'm trying. I don't know. It must be the restream. It's only giving me 2 options. Okay, whoever just told me to go to settings and display and everything, I've already been there. While we've been on here, I've changed it 3 times. It gives me 2 options. Can't help you. Um, I'm not really covering the laundry case, but thank you. Now let's wait a minute and see if that clears it up. If not, we'll just have to deal. I don't know why it's not working. It's always worked on this camera before. Welcome to my world. But I'm trying to at least not be, right. Thank you very much, Gigi. How much y'all won't bet somebody will come in here telling us about it 5 other times? Let's see. Let's try that and see if it changes it. makes it any better. If not, I can always switch it and go to the avatar screen and let y'all just look at a picture of me. Tell me what you prefer. I have emailed Dolly's people, got a reply back, so yeah, Rebecca, I was just waiting on enough people to get in here. Godmother, we've already discussed about it being blurry, darling. Thank you, Beady Eyes. I don't know what's going on and why it's blurry. Can't get it to work right, so we're just gonna chat it up. By the way, um, I posted the information that I received about this in the Patreon. First, let me explain a few things because some people seem to have some stuff confused. Okay, number one, we are not charging a membership fee. Nothing is changing with our YouTube channel. You still gonna get the same content that you have been getting. I know. I've done it 4 or 5 different times. It gives me 2 options. I've switched back and forth. It doesn't make a difference. Now, as I was saying, we're not changing nothing about the channel. There's still no membership fee. You'll still get the same content you've been getting. You'll still get the same content that you've been receiving. No extra fees or anything. The Patreon is an add-on. It's something extra. For those that want it, the information that I can't post on YouTube, everybody knows YouTube has community standards regulations. There's stuff you can't. Like we can't use cursey words. We have to abbreviate here. You don't there. Pictures that I have to blur out names and faces, and those things are important. Oh, Beady Eyes, you trying to start something already. You don't have to do that there. I don't have to blur out faces. I don't have to blur out names. You don't have to edit. Also, there's a non-disclosure agreement that you sign, which means you can't take anything you see. You can't screenshot it. You can't download it, whatever, and take it and claim it as your own. So I don't have to worry about that occurring again. Now, I can't post. The problem I have is I can't post the documentation. Hey, Debbie, thank you much. I can't post the documentation that is required for or that I'll say this. I can't post the documentation. I have to verify what I'm about to say. Well, in a minute we'll get to that, I guess. Guys, everybody, Ron Upchurch, big ups. Guys, let me see some purple hearts and some clapping hands, because think of the people that didn't know about Summer that now know about her because of Ron Upchurch and what was there today. Exactly. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I was there crying, happy tears of joy and relief. Well, I just finished watching it, Tea and Southern Hell, and I will say this though, guys. Unless I see people in his chat talking junk to him for cussing and for being mean and a smart aleck to people that were asking dumb stuff repetitively, I better not see nobody in mine say nothing to me. He done said EMF and F-bomb so many times I lost count. told people to shut the F up, get the F out of here. He gonna F and block them, that they was dumb and stupid, everything else, which is fine. Listen, I'm not, because he said what I like to say sometimes, and I try to hold my tongue and be nice. But you know what I found out? What I have found out is that no matter what I say or do, somebody gonna criticize. So guess what? The name of the channel is Nita's World. Now I do what you tell me, world. So in the spirit of being transparent, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna be what nobody wants me to be, expects me to be, or thinks I should be. What I am gonna be doing is hollering justice for Summer. BDIs, I say the F bomb too, but when I do it, it's an effing problem. And Sean Brooks, when I tell it like it is and don't hold no punches, everybody in the freaking world get mad at me and want to talk ish and whatever. And I'm gonna tell you, I mean, I was so freaking happy. And just so y'all know, um, yeah, I got a kick out of him watching the Sermon on the Mount interview too, y'all. It made I was rolling because of some of his comments. I mean, I ain't go front. When he said they was full of ish, I was like, yeah, I've been thinking that since day one myself. I mean, if look, Colonel, no, I'm not gonna change for haters. I'm gonna be myself. You know what I'm saying? Because when I try to be nice and super sweet and everything else, I get hate. When I had people in my comments talking about I was jumping on people and disrespect. Listen, if I done told this woman one time, I done told her 15 times. I don't control currency conversion. I don't control what YouTube has in their standard of community standards. I mean, next it'll be my fault we don't have world peace. But if you're sitting here telling me that 3 times 12 is 150 to 450, how many times do I have to do the math and correct you? And then when you sit here and tell me that you did this and this and you paid for this class, okay, I'm wrong because I said to her maybe she should have invested in a math class. But if you think 3, even at 450 times 12, I did 5 times 12 is 60. So how do you get that it's 150 to 450 a year? And why do you think you have to pay a yearly fee? I don't understand that, because it says $3 per month and you only have to pay a monthly fee. You don't pay for a year unless you want to. I mean, yeah, it was nice to see someone else right off the jump not knowing ish and feel the same way we felt. It was very validating to me. It was very validating. I felt like, oh damn, I'm not crazy. I'm not an insane bitch. I'm not overreacting and thinking crazy thoughts. But I will tell you this: somebody lied to that man, because I have been saying that Don and the sheriff were related, but that it wasn't by blood. Well, I got to eat those words, because I found documents, marriage documents, dating back to I think it was the mid 1800s on these. It was like, I want to say like 1850, 1860, something like that. But anyway, a Lawson married a Goad. That Goad is like the great great grandmother of the Goad that Don's mother married. And that Lawson is like the great great grandfather of Ronnie Lawson's father. So yeah, they do have a blood relation. And I mean, the way these families continue to intermingle, they probably like cousins 3 times over, you know what I mean? Like, They are related by marriage, but they are also related by blood. So it's both. He's related by marriage on his mama's side. And his daddy Wells side, oh yeah, it's the Wells side that he's related to the goat. I got proof. I have marriage documents to prove it. And Lisa Bradley, we know all that, hunty. Exactly. Why did he never know anything? The same reason I've been telling you guys. The Amber Alert never made it across the mountain. It never made it to Interstate 40. I drive I-40 right across the mountain from there 5 times a week, twice a day. We got the big fancy new digital Amber Alert signs every so many miles. I see 3 on the way to work. 3 on the way to work. Not one of them has ever had anything about summer. Now, y'all want another mic drop moment and some very well hidden information that nobody don't know? Mama Bella Ryan Upchurch. Check out his page. It was very interesting. Now, he didn't have any information that we don't already have. And I'm apologizing for the way the resolution looks on the screen. I don't know what's going on. It has to be something because I've used this. This is my webcam and I've used it a bazillion times and I've never had this problem. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I keep switching back and forth, hoping it's going to pick up and clear up. Yeah, the 720 is not. Okay, this is 720 PSI that y'all seeing right now. So we're going to go back to the 4 because it gives me a choice between 720 and 480. And the 480 does look a little bit clearer, not much. I don't know what's going on and why. I've used this webcam a bunch and it has a microphone and I only have one USB port. The USB sticks out ain't working. Yeah, Colonel, on the $3 one, you're not going to get the video and certain stuff. There's tiers. What I have done is everything is available for the $3 and the $9 charges. All documents. Half's in the $3, the other half's in the $9. The $25 will be to get just personal one-on-one questions, live chats, that kind of thing. You know, that talk tier. And honestly, I've said it, and it's nice for anybody that donates to that and goes to that level. I appreciate you so much. It'll make me cry. But for those that have, but you can do the $9 one and get everything. And know that, like next month, say we're not, say, Lord, God bless, Summer's been found, and thank you, Cheryl McGaffey. Say, Lord bless, she's been found by the time the 30 day, because understand, $3, that's 30 days. $9, that's 30 days. And just like I showed y'all, I posted the receipt in my community section. Just for the genealogy study ability to be able to go back to the 1800s and pull up all those records and have official copies of records and documents, I spent $129. So yeah, you can go and get the same research that I've done. You can put the time in and you can spend your money and do that, but it's going to cost you about $1.50 or so. Yeah, it was nice to see. Um, um, if can we drop the new email, the Nita's World 99 for Miss Barb Michelle? She says she keeps emailing the other emails and it's getting returned, so maybe that one, since it's newer, will work better. Barb, um, Whispers from Heaven said, I'm back. Colonel, it's fine. Anything is appreciated. Understand that. And I do appreciate your support, Colonel. Listen, guys, I don't care if you can't do the Patreon, that's fine. Nobody's saying that anybody has to. And any support is appreciated. Listen, I don't care if you donate $1 a month, yay, great. If you're able to and it doesn't hurt, wonderful. And um Griff, I actually asked for the Nita's World 99. I'll do it. Let's go. Oh, Stella's posting under you. Okay. I just thought since she had sent to the other two and it wasn't getting back and was getting returned that we'd try the other. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. This chat's on a delay. Shaduki. Okay. Sorry. I gotta remember to look at this one and not that one because I still got fungulitis brain. Hey Tracy, how you doing? Um, I just see myself. It's weird to look up and see yourself, you guys, in like delay time. Here, my video's not delayed, but the text is, and up here, the video's delayed, but the text ain't. It hurts my brain. Uh, yes, guys, I've got thanks to donations. Actually, I think it was Miss Twisted Cindy, if I say it right, Twisted True Cindy. Um, got me the rest of my stars. So this where Chip had bought the stars because of what my grandson seen on this one. I got the other panels, so I'm surrounded by summer stars. I just thought, it was pretty nice. Um thank you, Tia Southernhill. Um Also guys, let's see. Now that we're close to 100 in the chat, um we need to show some support to Mystery Angels other channel. It's kind of for kids, but let's help get them to 1,000 subs, like we've done the Whispers channel and the Down Under channel, so that Chip is able to do some extra special things for the children. So if I can get one of my mods to drop that link to the Chip and Guardian channel, please. Oh, thank you guys. Because I don't know. They said something about a press conference for the laundries. Thank you, Stella. Appreciate that. Guys, hit that link and go over and just hit the sub button. I think we're going to get maybe a running count of what the subs are on that channel so we can see if people sub. They don't need that many more for us to push them over the top. Thank you so much, Kim and Ricky. We appreciate that. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. So I think we're going to get a running sub count. She was just trying to have a channel for children where she tells her stories that she's her. You know, it's amazing. Hey, Savannah, I saw you, by the way. I saw you in the Ryan Upchurch chat. Um, Thank you, Barb. Appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Karen. I appreciate you. Whisper subbed ages ago. Wonderful, wonderful. Maybe we can get you, Whispers, to send your subs over there for us and for Chip. Guys, remember, Chip doesn't read or write, and she's autistic, and she comes up with these stories on her own just to entertain the kids, give them something, and do and interact with Guardian. You know, it's good, clean entertainment. Shoot, I ain't gonna lie. While I was suffering from the fungulitis, there was a many a time I put her stories on, and her voice kind of just lulled me to sleep. Thank you so much, Whispers. I appreciate it, and I'll say thank you for Chip as well. So, Marie, if the flyers say one thing and Sheriff Lawson says another, how do we know what to trust? That's the problem. That's the whole problem that we're having with this case all the way around. Who do we trust? Like a lot of the stuff that we're basing our opinions and thoughts on are based on, you know, are based on what we're being told by Dawn, what we're being told by Candace. I mean, how do we even know that video was made that day of her swimming? Because if you go look at it and then you look at the picture in the back seat, look at the difference in the length of the hair. Am I the only one that's noticed that? I mean, I just thank you, Barb Michelle. We appreciate you. I mean, I'm just wondering, has anybody else noticed that in the picture where in the video where she's swimming, the TikTok video, um, that her hair seems longer than it does in the pictures where she's laying in the back seat? Certainly, I'm thinking you're right that they're just guessing that it's somewhere between 3 foot and 4 foot's what I'd say. It's not that I don't think that kid is Summer. I think that video was taken on a different day. I don't know if it's two different children or not. What I do think is that there is a difference in the length of the hair between the pictures where she's laying on the milk and the video and the still shots from the video where she's swimming. And then, anybody want to guess where the neighbor Jody Sue Brown lived before she moved on Ben Hill? Think it might be interesting, and I do have that documentation. I'm pretty sure I already uploaded it onto the Patreon. Um, so those of you that are subscribed may already know. I think it looks longer where she's swimming too. Mountain Girl's still posting. She posted a video yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think you're right, Griff. Her face does look more puffy in the swimming picture. Like maybe she had more weight on her. Like maybe that swimming picture was taken before she had her haircut? Lola Roo, I'm not sure which picture you're talking about. In the all blue Frozen outfit. I'm confused. Nope, not Utah, Cirque du Loon. Think colder. Yep, Karen Devine, you're right about that. Hunter's hair does look longer. I have to go back, Dee Dee, and look at the one in the kitchen. Angela Wilcox gets the bingo card. She said New York. Imagine that. Right, Griff. You're right, Chris Ray. I think some of the pictures that they're saying are Summer looks like it could be her youngest brother. Right, Bob, Michelle? New York. Yes, Cirque du Loon. Wow. Big wow. Because you have you have the neighbor Jody Sue, you have Allie, you have Allie's mother, you have the Hilts, the one that says to be Hunter's father, the Hilts. Then you have the Jose, trying to think too, the Harrises, the Vogels, all those also trace back to what? New York City. That's right, Cirque du Loon. Everything keeps circling back. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, Alicia Morgan, you're right. You guys are right. There's a lot, a lot of times that some of those pictures they're saying Summer look like it could be her brother. Maybe that's why her head was shaved. I'm just saying. So they could have a stack of pictures. I know exactly what you're talking about in the TikTok videos, Savannah. I'm already apprised of the layers that you're talking about, and that when you click on the certain symbol, that it shows missing children and stuff. Yeah. Yes, it is, Alicia. It is very weird how New York, Utah, and Wisconsin transplants keep ending up in a small town Tennessee. Just like it's real weird how many pedos live there, ain't it? Who's to say, Chris Ray, that it wasn't her brother at the swimming hole dressed up in that? And remember, the law enforcement does know stuff we don't know. Wow, Wanda, that was it. I guess it could be that the operation got busted and everybody moved to another state. Or maybe since that highway runs right up through there to New York, and I happen to know because there's a highway you can hit and go straight up almost to Canada because I drove it going to Waterton, New York, and it crosses through the whole Tennessee. So, is it possible that isn't what the pen symbol? I missed what you said, honey, Chris Ray. I'm sorry. Is it 81, Angela? I was thinking it was like 93 or 94 was the name of it. Well, I'm working on examining certain photos. Gigi, I don't know about high-fiving, but I have seen Sheriff Lawson liking a lot of videos posted by one particular person that did some time for a drug bust that allegedly Don snitched on him about. Now, I was thinking it's I-95, Barb Michelle. That's what I thought I took. Chris Ray, I don't know about the TikToks, but I know a lot of the symbols that are shown in certain people's Facebook, like the panda bear and other stuff like that, are supposed to be. Well, did you? No, I haven't seen the pictures from that I got a hold of. Barb Michelle, you already in Tennessee? I heard that. Yep, Savannah, smoke and mirrors, baby. Thank you, Sheila. Yep, Gigi, the guy with the motorcycle shop. And he ties back to New York too. Also, I suggest do a little bit Tracy Davis, I wish this would get a breakthrough myself as well. Also, have any of you heard of the Fugits? Especially those in Tennessee might know exactly what I'm talking about. True, Angela, it may be. The one I took that went all the way up to Watertown, New York, was the one that takes you right in by the visitor center, the big one, the 2-story one with the carousel horses on the inside. Listen, TN Southern Hell, I cried today. When I seen Mr. Upchurch talking about this, I cried. It was tears of joy and relief, just immense emotion, because I've been holding it in, for so long. Just hoping for a break. And I hope that it wasn't misreported. Whispers, I did get one phone call, and it was from Rachel's assistant. They're supposed to be contacting me sometime today. Y'all keep your fingers crossed. They're waiting on some information, because it does seem, allegedly, let me say this, allegedly again, sometime in the last 10 days, it seems that someone, CW, took out a restraining order against DW. Yeah, well, like I said, the one I took started in North Carolina. Yeah, Alicia, that's what I was going to say a minute ago. They were saying in the chat of Ryan's video that, for those of you that weren't there, that John Walsh was, yeah, Savannah, I didn't watch it on Tiffany's channel. I watched it on Ryan's channel. I'm not going to go into why, because I'm trying to promote unity, unlike some folks. What I was going to say is they were saying that John Walsh had actually picked up the case and was going to run with it and do a big story on it. Now, what we were told by John's son is that she was going to be featured on the 29th, which is tomorrow. So, guys, be ready. If there's a way that I can stream it, I will. I'm waiting to hear if I can get permission from that. John's son is actually supposed to call us back today. So I might not be on live too long because I got some phone calls I've got to make. I also emailed Mr. Upchurch and told him I had a lot of documentation because maybe he can bring some awareness. I'm also waiting on Dolly Parton's people to call us back. I have emailed, called, and emailed, called, and I'm waiting to hear back from them as well. I just wondered, has anybody heard of the Fugits? They're actually a very well-known, you can type it in YouTube and it'll bring you up some information. You can Google it and get a whole lot more. I'm also going to try to find out if I can't live stream the show, guys. Maybe I can record it and replay it for you over live stream. And I'll see where else it's coming on. It's Fugets. Hold on. Looking for my phone. Karen, I don't know if I'm going to be able to live stream it. I'm waiting for information. Yes, yes, Savannah. And he says he's going to Mr. Upchurch says he's going to continue looking into this case and covering it. The reason I asked you about the Fugits, I'll look it up and give you a little background not quick, just read you something about it. But I want to ask you a question. Have you seen pictures? There you go, Griff. Thank you. The Blue family. I want to ask a question. All these times that those boys and Summer are supposed to be playing outside and riding their bikes and everything else, she's gonna they're featuring her on the missing children's part of the John Walsh video. But let me say this, is that not better than nothing at all? I'm not disappointed because we haven't been able to get this child any attention outside of that county. Oh, thank you, Savannah. I was waiting until his live stream finished before I came on. Now, what I was going to ask you guys, have God First, Joe Buck, what do you want us to listen to? What I'm trying to get at is, have you seen how many times they say these boys are out riding their bikes and playing in the sun, and that she's out playing in the sun, and how pale they look? I mean, is it just me, or have y'all noticed that they look almost white pale? There's a reason I ask. I promise. I don't ask questions. I don't ask questions unless I know answers. They are extra white, like they ain't, like almost, God forbid, I don't know. Okay, I'm just a country girl in some parts. I don't know the proper, they're pale like ghost, pale like, almost albino pale. It's okay, Splashy Puddle. There's a reason for it. I have a feeling, and it could be malnutrition, antique little girl. But let me tell you something. You guys, I'm gonna tell you this, and then also, if anybody wants to come up and talk, let me know, and I'll drop the link in the chat. Where's John QQ today? Like flowers in the attic, pale Mama Bella. Hey, somebody else that's read all the VC Andrews. Splashy Puddle, exactly, albino. Wanda Shepherd, I don't think anemia or malnutrition would cause that much. Right. You know what? Chat went by too fast on that. No, Cam and Ricky, I really don't think. Aha, somebody said something about genetics. Right, I agree. Pamela Hewitt got it. That's right, it's a different type of pale. And the interbreeding, Angela, I see it from several people now. Right, Karen? I think it's a combination of things. I don't think they're towheads. I don't know what that means, Dancing Moon. But what is toe? Okay, Sue Soul Sister and Dancing Moon. Somebody tell me what towheads mean. I already have for the SDA. I know what you're talking about. Splashy, you might be right. But let me say, right, Lola Rule, it's a combination. Mm. Blonde hair, blue eyed. But let me say this, and I'm going to pull it up. If you guys look, I'm gonna pull it up just for the history lesson because it's important. Oh, I didn't even get it all put up. Now, okay. Now we all know that Kentucky. I've never heard Joeheads before either, y'all. Alicia, you don't gotta leave it there. I'll put it out. Blonde hair, blue eyed, very pale skin are what? Yeah, there you go. God First Joe Bug put it out there. Annette Loke, the pure Fugates have blue skin. But if you look, as they stopped interbreeding within their family, went out, their skin got more white. All right, Sue Soul Sister, thank you for that explanation. I just never heard that. And I'm from the hills, y'all. Hey, Miss Dury. The Fugates is a family that lived in the hills of Kentucky, commonly known as Blue Fugates, or the Blue People of Kentucky. They're notable for having been carriers of a genetic trait that led to the blood disorder. Splashy puddles come with it. Tell them again. Methoglobinemia, which causes the appearance of blue tinged skin. Now, I have some pictures of these boys and Summer when she was very little and still a baby. And they're so white, they do have a blue power. That's what I thought, Tracy. Okay, Tracy Davis. That's what I thought. Like TOW. I'd never heard it the other way. Must be Angela. Okay, good, good. Oh, Rhonda, just calm down, baby. It's okay. Yes, Splashy, you got it. You got it. Now, let me explain something. Um, I'm still trying to do some more genealogical research to see if it traces back. It's kind of funny because they are from Hazard, Kentucky, okay? Bingo, showing some rare blood types are worth money. You're right about that. It's called the MET-H gene. And see, here's the thing. I'm good, Navy Mom. How are you, baby? I don't think it's RH negative, but it's something similar. Hey, Patty, love you too, my baby. Oh, well, I mean, there are other, how do I say this? There are other causes that could have caused it, but understand. Right, that's where the term blue bloods came from because they intermarried within their family. What I'm trying to get across to you guys is Kentucky and Tennessee are not that far apart. And with what I've already uncovered in research going back to the 1800s and how these families, my point is how cousins married cousins. How cousins married cousins, there was a limited gene pool. And it could cause certain blood abnormalities, along with the fact that they weren't using well water, they were using recycled water and not cleaning it the way it was properly supposed to be cleaned, like before they were using it, drinking it, washing in it, everything else. Clothes, their skin, drinking it. I mean, for God's sakes, they had a toilet practically in the kitchen. Um, my point is, it would not be a far stretch to say that at the very least, there's no way them children was out there playing in that sun. What'd they do? Play in the dark and have to be inside during the daylight hours? I mean, let's be real. Or maybe they were in the woods all the time, or playing, creating like they was outside and playing in the basement, but they didn't have a bit of tan on them. And we know dadgum good and well that Mama Candace wasn't putting SPF 50 on them. You have a great day too. God first, Joe Bug. Magenta Dreams, we already discussed that. Just go on into rewind and you can catch up. Play me in 1.5 or 2.0 speed. You'll catch up real quick because we ain't that far in. Yes, Truth Seeker in Tennessee. Country kids usually are. That's the same thing I was saying. You know, all right, Cirque du Loon, don't work too hard, baby. I mean, for real, videos, y'all think let's let logic and critical thinking come in. Because remember, 2 plus 2. Lady Justice, I told Ryan about the vigil too. I was in the chat as well as I emailed him. And hopefully he will get it and open it. That's all I know. Right, Nancy. What was they doing? SPF 99? Okay, that's one summer. Hold on a minute. Let's see. I'm waiting on Sue Soul Sister. You're talking about one summer. What about that 13-year-old boy? What about the 9-year-old and the 11-year-old? Shouldn't they have had a little bit of a tan on them? Thank you so much, Lady Justice. Everybody share. I don't, I don't care. Beady eyes, they got some funny things. Say if things I ain't ever heard neither. Right, TN Southern Hill. Yeah, I understood what you meant, Truth Seeker in Tennessee. All right, guys, listen. Lucy, do you believe that shit? We saw that they had direct sunlight up on that there hill when Chris was there interviewing. Are y'all telling me he was only there at noon? Thank you, guys. You still will tan with sunscreen. Mountain Shack. Let me tell y'all something. Hey, True Crime Commentary. I don't know about none of y'all, but if you've ever laid out in the real sun to tan, you get more sunlight on a cloudy day than you do on a bright sunny day. Real talk. So why, if they're out riding dirt bikes all the time and making mud pies and swinging on the swing and all the crap that we've been told that they were doing, why do none of them, not one single one of them, have a drop of a tan? And are you guys trying to tell me, Truth Seeker and Lady Justice, are y'all really sitting here saying that y'all think Candace was vigilant enough to continue to put Bullfrog specifically at the highest SPF on them boys on a regular basis and that child? Is that what y'all gonna tell me? Because if you think that's true, you know, I'm just saying, no, Nancy, no tan lines. Look at them. I got pictures of them where they ain't got nothing but a diaper on it or some little shorts and drawers. That's right, Mr. Hurry. SPF 50 don't keep you from getting a tan. And we all know she is not going to keep reapplying every couple hours. It's true, Lady Justice, you do. On a cloudy day or, whatever, you get more of a tan than. Thank you, Alicia. Morgan, thank you. She said Candace wouldn't even feed them. SPF is something that woman probably has never used. Y'all be cracking me up. Splashy. I know you being sarcastic. I'm not even gonna read that. Hi, Motor City Black Sheep. Thank you, at least from the Gatlinburg vacation. So then we go back to, is there a medical reason? Is there a medical, genetic, or environmental reason that they may not tan? Oh, maybe you have me confused. Thank you very much, TCC. I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. There's no way that she took the care to put sunblock on them in summer before they went and played outside and to reapply as needed to keep them from not having any kind of a tan. Any kind of tan. Navy beans, no. As far as I understand, no, it wouldn't because I'm anemic. My mother's anemic and it runs in our family. Kim Holmes, if there's no melanin in their skin, that is a genetic condition. That's what I'm saying. And generally, it shows up when there's inbreeding occurring. I'm just going to be real with you. Just like if you go research the Fugates, I'm not saying that they necessarily are a descendant of the Fugates. What I'm saying is, if you research and listen to what it tells you that consistent inbreeding back and forth between the same family lines can cause that blood disorder that causes you to have pale white, slightly blue tinted skin. Cheryl McCaffrey said, I can't even. I'm going to pin your comment. That's all I know to do. Right, Barb Michelle. Listen, I'm a freckled redhead. Okay? I don't tan. I burn. See, let me tell you how this works. You get out in the sun, I burn, I peel, I freckle. And the same thing happens even if I lay in a tanning bed. Sky I mentioned what you said that you're sorry for. I'm going to have to rewind that for a minute. Does anybody want to come up on the panel? I'll drop the link in the chat. The only rule is you have to show your face backstage to be able to come up. Y'all killing me with the towhead thing, by the way. I think so too. I think there was a good chance. Gigi just cracked me up. Sorry, y'all. I think there is a good chance that they were locked inside the house and on the video games a lot. I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean, Sharon. Karen Levy, I'm confused by you're welcome, Sky. Anybody that wants to come up, click the link. You don't have to show your face on the page. Just show it to me back screen, so I mean backstage, so I know you're not a troll or somebody that's going to change your picture to something obscene. Yeah, GD, maybe they were. Mm, I know, Karen. Oh, and guys, if y'all didn't know, there's a group called Q. They're actually out of Bloomington, North Carolina, and we actually have some sunshines that are involved with that group. And um, I do know that when EquiSearch was here that last time, Q and EquiSearch were limited on what they were allowed to search on that property and several other properties. Sheridan, you're not going to mess up my channel. I do think you're right. It is bigger than a missing abused girl. I think it's very dark and I think it's very large. I think it's a lot bigger than people think. So, Splashy Puddle, let's say, for instance, somebody had certain conditions because their family trees don't have a lot of forks. And then the water they're using to bathe in, drink, cook with, eat with, everything. Um, anyway, um, I'm trying to read. You throw in it's not well water, but recycled water that's not being properly cleaned and properly done. Yeah, Sue Soul Sister, I did say a little something. I did say a little something something about the neighbor Jody Sue earlier, and what I said was, um, I don't know if you heard it or not, but okay, for those that have just joined, so we don't keep repeating and y'all don't have to worry about rewinding, let me say this again. Uh, Before Jody Sue moved on Ben Hill, she lived in New York City. And yes, Don and Ronnie Lawson are related by marriage as well as blood. It's just distant cousins, but blood. I actually uncovered some documents that are in the 1800s that prove that. It has to do with the Wells Goad marriage. Also, if you'll notice, everything ties back eventually to Brigham Young University and the Mormon Church of Latter-day Saints. Hey, Savannah, how are you doing today? Oh, I gotta put these on. Let's just throw it up here.
Were you able to see me?
Yes, ma'am. You're up,
Okay.
you're up on the screen now.
Okay.
All right.
I did want to agree with what you're saying, though, in Tennessee, about Tennessee in particular, because I saw the list of missing children and adults. Just, I mean, right before Summer disappeared and after, and there has been no news. No, why haven't any parents came out and pleaded for these children's return? And a lot of them are
Yeah,
teens. You know,
absolutely.
did you see the list?
I have seen the list, and it's actually scary. When you compare the numbers, especially in that particular area, you know what I'm saying, in the Middle Tennessee area, when you compare the numbers of missing children in the past 12 months as opposed to the nationwide numbers, it's astonishing. I mean, it will knock you backwards if you do that comparison. You'll see that it's almost 20 times higher, you know what I mean,
Oh,
than the national
yes.
average.
And it shows with Knoxville, Tennessee being the highest of
Yep,
missing was that was I just want to know if that's the list that you saw, the one I'm
yep, yep,
talking about. Okay.
yes,
Wow. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I just wanted to cry, like, why aren't anybody speaking about these teenagers, these adults that are just vanishing into thin air? Like,
why
how?
why did it take now why did it take now for something to be said, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
this was going, obviously we want Summer home, and obviously we want justice for Summer, but why did it take this case to point a finger and eyes at something that's been going on for so long?
That's true. And I've always thought, that for some reason, I've always thought that Summer will just, for some reason, go down in history and she will
Yeah,
shine the light above Tennessee, and not just Tennessee, but all over the world. This happens. It's not just there, it's in the states we
right.
live in too, where we
Yeah,
live, the missing kids, and they don't get the attention that they deserve. I mean, they're just children.
absolutely, absolutely. I 100% agree. You know, I was in one of the videos that we did, I was speaking about a young female that went missing in my particular area. She's been missing now over 20 years, 10 years, almost to the day after she went missing. Um, Almost 50 miles exactly from where she was last seen, her school backpack was found. And it was actually like less than 2 blocks from my home at the time it was found. And
Wow.
yeah, and they've never found anything else on her. And then there was another young girl, and I know it may just be like one or two cases, but that's all that was highlighted. You got to think 20, 30 years ago, they weren't, we didn't have all these cross reference abilities that they have now. Yes, Splashy Puddle just said if you look, it's a higher amount of missing women, teens, and children. Yeah, there's nowhere near as many missing men as there is now. Children, it's males and females and teens, but there is a higher rate of missing women and children and teenagers. But if you look also, like we were talking, in the mid, specifically in that Middle Tennessee area, right where so many highways intersect, the amount as opposed to the national average is 10 times. Oh, and just another little bitty snippet. Have you guys noticed the candlelight vigil that's scheduled for the 14th is not being put on by YouTubers? It's not the one that we started. It's not the one that Tiffany and everybody and Chase and everybody have signed on for. Some people were being, I, misinformed. It's actually being put on by someone from the Lamplight Theater.
No way.
Yeah, we traced the original flyer we got back to a Facebook page, and there's also a lot of people don't know this. There's also a YouTube channel associated with it. I don't really I don't know about mentioning their page and their channel because saying their name, they could actually strike my channel if they so choose,
Yeah.
if
Yeah,
they want
don't
to
do
pick
that.
anything. But I'll find a way to put it out there. I will tell you this: it's no longer lamplight, and it involves a symbol that looks like an A inside of a circle, and everything that I could find on that symbol is like anarchy. This the two symbols I could find that really matched it was the anarchy symbol. You know how it's the A, but one side of the A is longer than the other, and then it's inside the circle.
Oh yeah, I do know what you're
Yeah,
talking about. Yep.
yeah. Now whether there's any, because a lot of people are saying there's satanic references and stuff throughout everything. I'm not really up on that. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Um, but I've noticed everybody keeps saying satanic symbols. Not only do I see the rebel flag, but I see a lot of swastikas. I've seen a lot of other German, like Hitler era type references. I can't say that word on YouTube. We're not allowed to. The N word, the NAZ word. Um, but there's a lot of references there. Um, and if you think about it, blonde haired, blue eyed, pale white skin. And then think about the little Trent girl that went missing. Didn't she fit that same description, around the same height and weight, even though she was older?
Oh, yeah, that's crazy you brought that up because I had found this lady's Facebook page, and she had pictures of that little girl, the Trent girl, when she
Yep,
was a little bit younger, and she was dressed in like Disney outfits and like
yep,
these splash parties, and like it looked
yep.
like almost professional photography. But like, why would you post that? You have to understand that if you post pictures like that, there are child predators that look for photos of children. That's just, I would never do that. I just thought that
Well,
was so strange. And I mean, I can understand you can keep that memories as, she gets older, but why put it out there for everyone and anyone to see? Because I'm not a friend to that lady and I still saw them.
right, right. I agree on that part. Um,
Yeah.
I do know they probably were professionally done. Just Symbol is derived from the slogan "Anarchy and Order" by French anarchists. So, Sue Soul Sister, what does it mean? Because it is slightly extending beyond it on one side of the symbol. Um, she was given a definition of what that symbol meant, but the Trent girl, if you in previous videos, I have discussed that, and it's money. I don't know what else to say. Money and power. Her, I guess it would be probably great grandfather was the Trent that invented SMI Corporation, which has to do with surveying. I only found that out from a search that I did because the only place I found out about it was through the Maryland Surveyor, and it's a paper just for people that do surveying.
Wow, that's really awesome you found that because I don't know if I should. I'm not gonna. I don't like to say names. I don't know if it's okay to just say someone's name, but a Trent, a woman, she has or had owned eight properties, and
Yep.
owns two vehicles, and it's just like, how could you own eight properties, and then some of them were even purchased cash purchase? It's just crazy. How they
If
just,
it's
it's
if
like so much
it's
money involved.
if it's the 57-year-old woman you're speaking of,
57. I believe so. Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I have her Facebook page. Her and DW are Facebook
Mhm.
friends.
Mhm. Yep. And there was
Yeah,
an old. Yep.
yep, he bought the part. He actually bought that property from her. He didn't inherit it from his mother. If you
Oh yeah,
trace the deeds,
I saw that.
well as yeah, I have the family reunion they had at Dollywood and all the family names, the surnames that were associated with that. I pulled that up as well. She actually is the surviving wife of the man I'm speaking of in the Maryland Surveyor. That's where her money comes from. They still get residuals. He invented a way that surveyors still to today use digital equipment to complete land surveys. One of their sons' name is on certain property transfers, and he's actually a land surveyor.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible. You found that. You are amazing.
there's a
Golly,
lot.
girl.
There's a lot more. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I went
Right.
back so far. I've went back to 1808, and um, it would be surprising to find out that Dawn is related to the Lawsons. I'm not saying specifically Sheriff Lawson, but Dawn is related to the Lawsons, the Barretts, um, and the Trents by marriage. Oh, and the Goats and the Lights by marriage, as well as the Lawsons and the Goats
And I
by
think the
blood,
Dotsons too.
by blood, by blood
Wow.
on the Goats and the Lawsons. And I have found documentation in I think I want to say it was like 1829 or 1839. I have to go back and look at the marriage license, but I did find that documentation that connects that.
That's incredible. I've always, from the start of this, I've always thought something to do with some generational,
Yep,
curses and, background. And sure enough, months later, here
yep,
it's coming out that it's just layers and layers. It just seems like it's never ending, It's just the more
uh-huh.
you dig, the more you find, you
Yeah, and
know?
that marriage,
Crazy.
that Don's mom, married a goat whose parents, one of them was a Barrett. But that's the step relation, by marriage
Wow.
only. The blood relation comes from a Wells that married a Goad that married a Lawson.
Wow. I
Yep.
didn't know it. You hadn't, I don't think you had explained it like that, or maybe you did and I didn't catch it. Wow, that's because you have to think about it. Candace's name, and then her mom is Candace.
Yep.
And then Don, and then there's Don Jr., and then I guess Donald Sr., or the oldest one, or something like that. So the names are just being passed down.
And and see, somebody was arguing with me over the Don Senior, Don Junior thing. Okay, here's the thing. Even according to criminal records and documents, the RSO younger Don sometimes has used senior. It shows alias. It shows that's one of his aliases. He's used senior, junior, and then not at all. And the same goes for Summer's father. He has used senior, junior, and not at all.
Right. I saw that too. Yes, ma'am. You're absolutely right. And I agree with you. There's a lot of
And
aliases that people that are associated with them, they all use, not all of them, but there's a lot that use different aliases with even
yep.
different last names. It's so weird.
And here's something, just another little nugget of information that some people, even though I posted the information, if they didn't read carefully, they might not understand. The Trent that you were speaking of with all the properties and everything, and I told you her husband invented SMI or incorporated SMI. Also, they met at Brigham Young University. They were married at the Holy Temple in California. And the husband that's deceased now, was the president of the Kingsport and Rogersville branches of the Church of Latter-day Saints, as well as being the counselor in the Kingsport branch of the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Wow. That
When I
I
keep
didn't
telling
know.
people, follow the money and the
Yeah.
power, follow the money and the power. That's if you keep doing that, I promise you'll see.
I have a question for you. Sorry to kind of, I just want to bring this up. I'm not sure how important or if there is any importance of it, but have you ever heard of Child Investment Corp?
Child,
That's
no, but there's something similar to that I've heard of, and it seems to only be a shell that hasn't updated anything since 2012. And the lady that runs it is says that she's in a relationship with Chef Boyardee.
okay. Well, I don't know who Chef Boyardee is, but
Well,
um,
that's neither did I until I investigated. But I'm just
that
saying, she
on
has
that.
one time her last name is Dotson, and another time her last name is something else, and something else, and something else. So I don't know.
Okay, so just alias as well. Okay,
Yep.
I just wanted to say, I think I believe I have it written down, but I believe I know it by memory. I believe the the annual money, it's like 26 million, and I don't know. I looked on this website, and there's only one website about this child. I mean, it just sounds so weird. Child, corp. And so
Yeah.
I looked on it, and I'm like, and the reason how I had found that was because it was listed under a seller, either a seller or a buyer, buyer of a property related to or in association with the Wells. And so I was like, what child? So I looked it up, and there's only one website for that, but they have the amount of money that they get is a very, very large number, you
Was
know.
the property you're speaking of, did it have a 441 address?
To be honest with you, I would have to go back and look in my what I have written down here because I have a lot of pages.
You sound like me.
But
I have
it
3 notebooks.
I have a lot written down. But like I said, through all of those, that was the only that company in particular was the only. It was only listed once that I saw as like a purchase, or I think, yeah, that company
Is it
sold
on a
property
quick
limits.
claim deed? Oh, let's see. Was it at auction?
I didn't see if it was like on an auction. Let me see. I'm looking back in my notes to see if I can.
See if just
Yeah.
if it's what I'm thinking, it's gonna have 441 as the first part of the address. Toaster oven. She was going to the Seventh-day Adventist church, but it's also an independent Seventh-day Adventist church. Um, Also, while she's looking, I'll let you guys know. Um, there's a everybody's asked why Don only took the oldest child back with him to Utah. If you're in the LDS church, there is I think it's called an enlightenment, endowments, something like that, ceremony that happens. It's similar to the age that, like you have a bris or something. Of course, you're not having a circumcision, but there's a ceremony that you do, especially. There's it's one ceremony that you have for your child, male child, eldest male child when they reach. It's called endowment or enlightenment ceremony. I posted some information describing it exactly, and that I actually got from the Book of Mormon, as well as it has to do with inheritance of the parents and stuff. It kind of all ties together about the inheritance from his father that he keeps talking about. And I do happen to know, I keep seeing people saying contact Underground Railroad on this case. If you're talking about on this case, they've already been contacted. I actually have the email that they sent back to the people that contacted them. And this was prior to them being on Chris's show.
No. Okay, so what I guess I had only written down just a little bit, but the Child Investment Corp, their annual revenue was actually, sorry, $67.81 million. And I wrote down that the website stated that the year they started it was in 2004. And I guess the property, I don't have it. I just wrote down that they sold it to Patricia Wells and Wells L. Dawn in 1997. Yeah, but like I said, that just really, because anything with child in it, that just kind of strikes me as.
So is that the aunt of Dawn's that lives on the property currently above him?
Oh, Patricia, I'm not too sure. It sounds like it though, right?
Yeah, I know that some people are saying it's his ex-wife, but
yeah, that's his family.
Yeah, it's actually his aunt, and from what I understand, she's not very fond of him.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you, Truth Seeker in Tennessee. You're right. It actually prepares. It's you say Kings. The information I got directly out of the Book of Mormon is how do I say this? It says it prepares them to be godlike. They're talking about the ceremony for the eldest son when they reach a puberty age, I guess is the best way to say it, around 12 or 13.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess I had missed that. Wow. There's just so much coming out that, I mean, everyone is just kind of digging and finding. It's incredible, really. I mean, at the same time, it's disturbing, but, it brings a light to the darkness, like so much underneath that needs to be brought up to the light, that could help other children as well as Summer, in all of this. So I think it's a really good thing that a lot of people are really putting their heart out there for Summer, because there are other children that are missing right now that nobody's talking about, and it's really sad,
Absolutely.
But I'm so thankful for this day, and
Lord knows I wish I could feature and talk about every single one.
Oh, I know it.
But I mean, people have asked me about the little boy that's missing in Fruitland, and how do I say this? I'm trying to think how to put it. I know I identify more with this case and know more about this case, and I'm able to kind of connect more dots because of the area that I live in is one, it's near there. Two, it's a similar geographic and demographic as far as the land, geographic as far as the lay of the land and the way that we have our, as we call them, back roads, and they call them haulers, but it's basically, you know what I mean? It's basically the same thing.
Yeah, like, sure.
Up until 5 years ago, you could go up a specific road that led up to a mountain, and one side was all this family name, and the other side of the road was all this family name. And brothers married sisters. I mean, I have double cousins.
Right, that's true. You said that,
Yeah, I mean, and it's true. My grandpa and his brother married first cousins, so you have double cousins that way.
That's true. You said that though, because and isn't a lot of I mean, Don does have family near him. And with his interview, he said, "Oh, I don't even know any of my neighbors." Like, what? Like, I saw that today whenever that guy Upchurch, when he was
Yeah.
going through it. And then now that we go back into the beginning, it's like it wakes us up. Like, how do you not know your neighbors? What?
Well, see, you'll see. I want to say it was either the second or third video that I did in the series that I numbered, where I actually said something about that, because
Yeah.
they say that they don't know none of their neighbors. But then when they get into talking about what they said to police when they came, he's talking about he's going to go knocking on neighbors' doors and asking them if they know anything about his daughter, because they're dope dealers and drug dealers. So he's going to
Yeah.
go interview all them. Well, if you don't know your neighbors and you don't know nothing about them,
This dang idiot. He just freaking. I mean, remember that statement that Don said at the beginning? Oh, well, when it's the truth, how did he say that? When it's the truth, you just stick to the truth, and it's just basically
right?
one thing that they're trying to follow along. So they made up this story that's supposedly true, but since then, nothing has made sense. There's all been lies since the beginning, and so I mean,
Uh, Mods, can you please time Miss Linda out? I mean, people in the chat are asking her to stop, so let's give her one. I'll just do it. Let's give her one time out, and if she continues after that timeout, then she can join the block party. I mean, people are asking her very, very, very nicely to stop, and she's continuing.
I did want to say though, watching Upchurch, watching his set of eyes onto the case from the beginning was actually really amazing, because if you're like-minded and you can see the same things he was saying, it's like, well, most people have been feeling like this since the beginning.
Right,
And so
right,
he has such a big following that he could, potentially make a really huge difference here, and.
exactly, 150%. You know, I said similar, and I commented on this earlier in the chat, and I know people were going to get mad at me, but I had made similar comments and said similar things, and I was maligned for it. I had people dragging me. They've been dragging me. But
What?
yeah, because of certain, oh, I'm being rude or disrespectful or, whatever. But
I didn't see you at all being rude or disrespectful. What? I guess they just had their panties in a wad or something.
yeah, no matter what, sometimes no matter what you say or do, people are going to find something wrong with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't please them all. You can't make everyone happy.
So I'm going to make me happy.
Yeah, there you go. But you
I'm
do
going to
look.
be myself and be true to myself. But in the same instance, I'm also going to try to present as much factual information as I can.
Yeah, you do look like you're feeling much better. I hope you are.
Oh, I am. That's why I
Oh,
actually turned the
good.
camera on. I didn't want to scare people before.
No, you look great. You really
Yeah.
do.
Well, I have makeup on, let me tell you. And even with the makeup on, I can still see the deep circles under my eyes. And I don't ever wear makeup, but I actually pulled some out and tried to put it on. Yeah.
Well,
But for
anything at this point to make yourself feel a little bit better. I mean, I can't imagine what you've been going through.
Yeah, it has been a little rough. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I have lost weight, you guys. It's not good having the fungolitis along with the flu. It's just I was like, and I'm still not 100%. You get wore out very easy, very easy. What did you think? I wanted to ask a question because I asked this to the chat, and so many people who had never really said anything about it before commented and said that they felt the same way. Have you done a side by side comparison, like just pause the TikTok video where she's swimming and maybe put it split screen side by side with either the picture or the video of her in the back seat of Grandma's car, because both are supposed to be on the same day that she went missing. And
Yeah.
to me, just like Griff said, I noticed a difference in the roundness and the filled outness of the face, as well as a big difference in the length of hair.
Yeah, and the skin tone, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
know you already went over that, but yeah, I've actually been saying this for a long time, and nobody would really ever listen to me. They just thought, oh,
They think
I've
you're
always
crazy.
just noticed that too. Um, I mean, I know people will think it sounds, crazy or whatever, but I don't believe that it's Summer in the any of the TikTok videos. I don't, and I never did.
Well, if you see, there's a video. Well, I don't know this video. I know I found a still shot where there's a bathtub, like maybe they bought a new one or it's the old one after they replaced it, kind of out in the yard. And there's Summer and another little blonde-headed girl playing in that bathtub that both look about the same age. But also, once the head got shaved, we were discussing how much the youngest boy and Summer looked almost interchangeable. And if anybody saw the Ferris wheel video, that boy, it's Summer in diapers that gets knocked down during that video that Don comment. That right there, she was the closest thing to my heart. I loved her more than anything. Really? Because you're talking about how funny it is and how you got it on video that she got knocked over. So I call bullcrap. I call bull. That's how you love somebody. Because
Oh
he
yeah, I
comments
agree.
in that Ferris wheel video. He comments about how you know that he actually, I got it on videotape. That's the funniest thing I've seen. How they knocked her over. Really? I mean, for
I
real. And then he's making fun of the mother. The boy calls somebody an old bizitch. And I mean, and he says nothing.
I do have a question though. Like,
Yeah.
do you have the TikTok videos like saved or no?
I have some. I do not have that Ferris wheel video. I
Like,
want
I mean,
it,
the
but I don't
TikTok
have it.
videos, the ones in particular of Summer, like, I guess they made the videos to show that what Summer was well. I'm not sure because I just feel like a lot of people that post these TikTok videos from Candace, I just feel like they haven't slowed it. I mean, they might have slowed it down, but actually, like when you push play on a video and then stop and then like keep doing that throughout the whole thing, and you can see. I have pictures that you can actually see proof that the video has been edited.
It absolutely has been
I
edited.
mean, I just don't know. Like they post the videos, but have they actually slowed it down and seen the faces of
I
these
don't.
children? And it's a big thing,
Yeah, you can if you look.
to go through.
Also, um, the still shots in the back of Grandma's car has been edited.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I mean, you can see the halo effect, that blue halo.
I mean, the seatbelt in the truck is gray. The one around her waist is black. What? What vehicle on
Yup.
this earth has two different seatbelts or two different colors? I mean, and that no.
And
And why isn't the
somebody was adept at using filters and other video and picture enhancing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, why wasn't the milk? It didn't even look cold. It didn't look like it was sweating from the heat. I mean, Candace said
Right?
she didn't like AC, so it would have been hot and humid, right? The milk would have been
Yep.
sweating, you
And let's
know.
not forget, and I said something about this before, and people jumped all over me over this. But Hunter had been in the water too. His shorts were wet. He's supposed to have been sitting in that seat where those Skittles were that are supposed to have been there for like a week, they said. They said they weren't something that she just had that day. They had been there for a while.
Oh, no, I'm not buying
and
that.
and that orange soda there. Now, he's supposed to have been sitting there. So why didn't those Skittles look crushed down or some of the color rubbed off of them? None of that.
Yeah.
And if Grandma's so particular that she didn't want her truck messed up, so Summer had to sit on a cushion, why didn't she clean them daggum Skittles out for days?
Yeah, and anyone with kids knows.
Inconsistencies.
Anyone with kids knows that candy on a seat over a week in heat would be, like, I mean, what's the texture it would get? Like really sticky, right? And it would just be like it like mush down into like soft, right?
Yeah,
Not
or
like
at
a
least,
perfect little
yeah,
ball.
yeah, it would
Yeah.
be flattened out at the very
Yeah.
least, at the very
Hmm.
minimum. And let's talk. You want to talk about the flowers in the pot or the
Sure.
cacti that's supposed to be flowers? Did you see the maple sapling that had about 4 weeks growth?
Yeah, I saw that. That was
Because we have those same maple. If you have maple trees around your house at all, you know how easy it is if you don't mow them down when you mow your grass for a maple sapling to hit the ground and it grows like a weed. That's what that was, and it was a minimum of 3.5, 4 weeks growth when we saw the pictures of it when she was
Oh
showing the chase
yeah.
on the case stalls and everything. And
Oh, but
the one they showed was brown.
yeah, I know. That's what
They
yes.
were
Like how.
dead.
But one thing that gets me angry was when Candace was on the interview with Chris, and
Mhm.
she was explaining the moment when she asked Summer about flowers, and she said, "Oh, Summer, do you want to go plant some pretty flowers?" But in reality, there was no pretty flowers. So why would she say that?
It wasn't
She
even
was
no blooming cacti.
there was no beautiful, pretty flowers to
No,
plant. So why did she say that? That makes me so angry.
because we all supposed to be dumb enough to believe it.
Yeah, like no, there was no pretty flowers to plant. There was just some cactus that just, looked like it needed water.
Right, and cactuses don't even take much water.
Yeah, like I don't think they needed to plant anything but just to water it, at least.
True story, hit the rewind button. We've already did discuss that in depth, sweetheart cat. Just hit the rewind and watch it on double time and you'll catch up real quick.
I know you don't even want to explain because new people come in and you're like, I'm not going through all that again. All
Well, no, he
right.
was yeah, and well, they were asking about the Upchurch. If we know
Okay.
about Upchurch, I'm like,
I thought they meant
yeah.
about Candace.
No, they ain't got that far yet. But yeah, it's like, did you really think we believe that ultra rehearsed story? I mean,
Right.
yes, the truth does stay the same, but you don't have to pause and think about it and make sure you don't stumble over your words. And it doesn't sound like that there's a script that you're reading off of somewhere that you memorized.
Yes, ma'am. Remember, folks, the truth never changes. That
No,
is, if what they were saying was true from the beginning, then nothing of this would even, nothing would be this way. I mean, they would just be telling the truth. Simple. But no, too
yeah.
bad. They're not telling the truth. And it's gotten this far, and they are just monsters for what they did to Summer, and for allowing everyone to just be searching for her like this, and it's really selfish.
Well, you know how to say this? What's killing me is, I mean, did nobody catch that even in the very first interview that they did, that Candace is sitting here saying, just like Ryan Upchurch did, he called it, but nobody wanted to comment about, the fact that he said, well, she says, well, the boys shaved their heads. She tried to shave hers. She wanted to look like the boys. I even shaved my head after. And then, and then Dawn interrupts her while she's telling the story of how Summer shaved her head after Candace shaved hers. That Candace and the boys shaved theirs first. And then Summer shaved hers. All right, Dawn turns it around immediately. I mean, with not 15 seconds, not 5 seconds difference, and says that
No, no.
that Candace even shaved her head so Summer wouldn't feel bad. So which one was it? Did she shave hers before, or did she shave hers after? Karen Devine, I
That's
believe
true.
one pot was succulents. That's the ones that were brown and looked like they were dead. But the other pot that they showed was actually small cacti. It actually had the little prickly things sticking off of it.
I know for a fact Summer didn't never wanted to have her hair shaved down to the scalp like that. I do not believe that for a second that that's what she wanted. You know,
Well, I
it's just
mean,
so sad.
if you were planning something and you needed to be able to pass certain people for each other, you know what I mean? Like if somebody cut that quick before I could, I think. Um,
It's like they humiliated her, to do
it
that.
was.
Because imagine being a little girl like that and that happening. It just must have been so traumatic for her. I just couldn't even imagine.
I'm sure. I'm positive that it was. I mean, can you? I
Oh
mean,
my
I'm a
god.
girl. If you shave my head off, I'm gonna be 38 hot and ready to fight.
I would be crying my eyes out, like that's my hair, like I mean, hair's hair, but still, that's just a part of who that's a part of your body, like
And
as a little girl, and it's just so sad.
and furthermore, why didn't Greasy Head shave his?
Right. Yeah, his hair was the longest out of the bunch. Yeah.
Exactly. Lady
Yeah.
Justice, you can click the link that the mods have been dropping in the chat that says restream. She's asking how to join, sorry. Um and I saw somebody commented and was talking about drug tests. I had wondered about that. And I had asked, and I'm still waiting actually on somebody from the CPS or DSS in my area to let me know. I know it's difficult if somebody has a shaved head for them to be able to do a drug test. But is it like once it starts growing back out, is it still going to be able to go back to 7 years? Because my understanding is they need the roots, the follicle root anyway. So as long as they can get something.
Right. Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I totally understand. Um, I myself, I don't believe that's why they shaved her head, but I believe it was just a completely different reason and for their own benefit.
Yeah,
Like it was leading up to her disappearance. I
I
believe it
think so
was
too.
planned for months. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Gigi. That's what I thought. You could take fingernails or toenail clippings if they wanted to. I mean, they can do blood, and if anything's found in the blood, then they can go for the fingernails or toenails and just wait until it grows out a little bit. Yeah, now that is somebody did make the comment that could it have been basically that her hair was so matted and difficult to get detangled that maybe they cut it for that reason. There has been
No.
rumor and claims that there was a lice infestation, and that's why. But I,
I mean, they're great and all, but I mean, no. I mean, if a little girl's hair is matted and hard to take care of, you would just take her to a little hairstylist, I mean the salon, and just have them, hey, can you just please make it one length and make it look like a nice little girl haircut? Why would they just throw their hands up and say, oh, we're gonna take the what
Well,
is it
isn't
called,
it?
the deal all
Even
the way down to her scalp?
even
What?
if you pour, we used to put a bowl. They used to put a bowl on our head and cut around. I mean, you could have done that. You know what? You know. I mean, I personally, I'm split between two theories, but all of it comes back to you can't say it wasn't it was a total accident. Maybe there was an accidental overdosing of medication, but what occurred that day, I feel like was pre-planned.
Oh, absolutely, yes ma'am, I agree
There's
100%.
no way in my mind around it when you factor in how much emphasis has been put on Dawn driving that red vehicle to work that day. Now, I've worked construction. That makes no sense. If you have a vehicle that you drive that has got, concrete and the dust and stuff from laying the sheetrock and scratch, because at the very least you're gonna scratch that vehicle all to pieces putting your tools in and out of it at the very minimum. But what that truck, that red Subaru would do that day is stick out like a sore thumb to help you get an alibi.
Right, like he wanted to be noticed that day in particular. Yep.
Yeah. Because how many times has he drove that Subaru to work since? Because as I recall, when the sheriffs did the interview with him, where he was on the job site and they go to look at his vehicle, he's driving a white truck.
Uh-huh, yep.
And that was after. So again, why just that one day? How many times did he drove the red truck to work before that day? How many times has he drove it since that day?
Right. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I want to say something very, I believe in my eyes. When the lady Sue, I'm not sure if that's her name, Sue, their neighbor, when she did her interview deal on her video, and she said that when that day that Summer had disappeared, that she saw a red, vehicle going up
I know
the
what you gonna
driveway,
say.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
But if that was really the case, if she really did see this red vehicle going up the driveway, why didn't she mention that to law enforcement? Why is she talking about that 3 months later? That would have been significant, right? And why is Candace
yeah.
saying that she didn't know anything about a red vehicle?
Yeah.
You know,
And if her and Candace have been so tight and commiserated and everything over these months or whatever before Summer even went missing, because both of them being DV victims, why did again Donnie and Candace not know any of their neighbors?
yeah. I mean, but you have to think, we already know now that they do. So why would that be like trying to cover something up in a sense? I mean, intentionally, obviously, because they, oh, we don't know our neighbors. But yet, 3 months later, look at the lady coming out about a red
Right.
vehicle going up the driveway. But listen, if she was close to Candace and the kids, as she said, why wouldn't she mention it that day? Because that would be significant, like, hey, I saw the vehicle going up, like, hello.
Well, just like
you know
she also said that, as I recall, let's see, somebody. Hello, Lady Justice. If you're ready, if you want to keep your face up, I'll pull you up. If you want to go with the avatar, just let me know. Are you good to go up now? Hold on. Hold on 1 second. I have a. I'm typing slow. I'm I sent you a message in the backstage chat, Lady Justice. Oh, you should be able to click your camera on. Hold on, let me see if I can. Let's see if it'll let me. You have to click your camera off. You should have a button where you see a camera on your screen, and you just click the camera, and it'll put an avatar up.
I was trying to figure that out before I came up here. Sorry about that. I could have put in something, at least a picture or something.
Yep. Lady Justice, read what Griff wrote to you right here in the... Right above where you just typed, look what Griff said about the 3 dots. Because it won't let me do it for you. What I was going to say also about the neighbor is what bothered me was her saying that when she walked through the water, that she knew when she got near the creek to walk in the water so as not to mess up the scent if dogs had to come smelling. Or you can just put something over your camera lens. I didn't know if you noticed that or not, Savannah, but she said that about walking by the water.
Thank you, Griff.
Okay. We'll pull up Lady Justice now. I think she's got... Okay. All right, Lady Justice, you're up in the panel as well.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Hey, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Did you have any comments or questions?
I was trying to pay attention with all the information that you guys were just saying.
We were talking about...
Let me turn mine off so it doesn't echo. There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great.
I'm just hearing myself in the background, too.
I turned that off.
Okay. We were talking about the interview and the Facebook, I guess, recordings that the neighbor had made recently.
Recently with the neighbor, with Jay?
Yes.
Yeah, I have 16 pages of notes on that lady. You guys, and I think that she and Candace are friends. I'm just going to say that, you know. She admits that she changed Summer's diapers when she was a baby, I believe. And also, I made a little clip, and I'm new at creating. I don't consider myself a creator yet, you know. I'm still learning this stuff. But I am kind of good at investigating and getting into the info, you know. And I believe... Okay, so on her Facebook, it says that she's fiercely loyal to those who she is friends with. She doesn't have many, but the ones that she does have, she is loyal to them fiercely. You guys, not just everybody says that, right? I don't go out there and say, hey, I'm fiercely loyal to my friends, you know, because that's a given. Everybody knows that. If it's your friend, you're loyal to them. You don't need to post that on Facebook, you know, and so that's something that I noticed. And when she mentions the scream and then the muffled scream, right? But when I was making notes about her little interview, I noticed that she said that she was already out the door and up on the embankment trying to figure out where the scream came from. Then all of a sudden, they're back in their house. they're back in their house, and then all of a sudden it's muffled. I mean, so she kind of caught herself up there, I thought, you know. I think what happened was, and this is my opinion, allegedly, you know, I think that woman did hear a scream, sure. And I think that when she went out there to see what happened and she found the boys playing, crouching down, I think they were hiding because they were scared because something just happened to their sister. And you know how DW is, he's crazy about her. That's his fantasy age right there, guys. Everybody knows that. That's his bait, you know, like he wanted to keep that to himself for as long as possible, I believe. I don't believe that he was involved in her injury. I believe that he was involved in the cover up. So he is accessory, which makes him just as guilty. He needs to bring closure for this baby. You know, and it just, I'm so fed up with it because I live 45 minutes away from these people, man. And you think the community is sick of, they want closure. We all do. I've been, I swear, every day, 3 months straight. Every day she's the first thing I think of. I'm a mom too. I have 5 kids and one of them is Summer's age. So it hit home. And then when you gotta worry about there possibly being a kidnapper on the loose because of what the media is releasing and stuff, it's scary. It really is. Back to this J lady. Yeah, I believe she's involved, and she even mentions that her Voldemort was running late that day, huh? Coincidentally, running 2 hours late, shows up when the police do. I think we need his phone records too. Honestly.
Well, I hope and pray that law enforcement actually do have his phone and phone records. And just maybe they how say this, just maybe they're not telling us, and that's what I'm hoping.
Right.
But there are so many, to me, hers, and it's very okay. I've got to say this too as a disclaimer. Look, I do believe that she was probably truthfully a victim of DV. I know I went back and looked. Yes, this woman did have surgery. She did have the surgery, the scars, the drainage tubes, everything she claims.
Right.
And she probably was abused. But by her own stories, because I went and watched her other videos as well. See, if I'm going to check into you, I'm going to check in. If you, and please understand, guys, she had everything public on her Facebook. It wasn't private. I'm still not her friend. I was able to view everything that I viewed, screenshot everything that I screenshotted because she had it public. And I do believe that on the 19th, she left her situation. I do believe she was abused. But by her own accounts, this person had been doing it on and off for many years. And she even, it was like a year ago she had that surgery. She knew a year ago he was messing with the person she called Coleslaw. And when she found out about it is when Coleslaw confronted her at Walmart. That was her story. The same one where somebody caught their probation for threatening to blow it up.
Hey, I missed that Coleslaw comment.
Oh yeah, it's not in the videos where she's talking about Summer. It's in some of her other videos. She if you go look on her page, she's got like 50 videos. I mean, it's like they go back before she left. Yes, ma'am.
I've seen the pictures that she had posted from like September of 17 of her face being split open. And everything, and I was like, wow. And she said that her and Candace would take pics of each other for each other, you know, when things would occur. So I wonder what pictures she has of Candace.
Yep. Well, let's speak.
There's one
Speak
on
of.
her Facebook of Candace.
Yep, there sure is. That's what I was like.
There was one
Yes.
that I questioned if it was Candace or not because the face is cut out.
Now, let me ask you this: in the research you did you
Mm-hmm.
find out where she lived prior to being on Ben Hill?
New York.
Yup.
Did you see
I
the
can
photo
even tell
of
you
her
what
at
a.
the Capitol? I'm
Yup.
sorry, am I allowed to even say that word?
Yeah, you can say capital.
Okay.
Just don't say capital what.
Okay.
But yes, I did.
And I
I
wonder if
also
she
can
was
tell
involved
you.
with that.
I don't know, but I can tell you exactly what apartment she lived in New York. And
Hey.
I have that search, and I have how do I say the way I got the search will hold up in a court of law. It's not a search that's iffy.
Right.
You know, that means it came from property records, tax records,
Public records.
employment records. Yeah, public records office. It's not a truth finder or Spokio type of situation. Or
Mm-hmm.
you can also, if you have a paid membership to one of the ancestry websites, they give you documentation that actually gives
Yes.
you the number. Like, say you got a marriage license, it'll give you the official state that it's in and the license number. Whereas if you have the free trial one, it's not going to give you that information.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
glad you. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. So people understand.
Right.
Yeah, that's
But
why
that's
you actually have to. You actually do have to pay for the service to be able to get what is legally verifiable information. What is, you know, equal to the vital records office, equal to the courthouse.
Mm-hmm. I
You
have
know,
a
oh
couple
yeah.
of those.
I have quite a few. I have a bunch of those. I have birth certificates, death certificates, marriage licenses, quitclaim deeds, warranty deeds, real deeds, and there is a difference. People don't understand that. A lot of times, if you're doing a lease to own type situation, you're going to see a quitclaim deed or a warranty deed, but you're going to see that it never turns into an official full-fledged deed. And what
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering is how Tennessee laws must be different than, say, North Carolina, Georgia, and South Carolina, because you can't sell a property without doing a new land survey unless the land survey was done within, like, I think it's less than 12 months.
You're
And I
right.
noticed that there was property sales going on, according to the deeds, and the previous land survey was used for those sales. A sale in like 2013, and the previous land survey was in like 1986, I think, and one that was
76. Yeah.
76. Thank you. I knew it was well over 12 months. And I
Right.
don't understand how that was able to fly. But then I guess when you have judges that are the half brother of certain people in power and law enforcement, and your first and second cousins are on the county commission, I mean, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just referring to what goes on in my county.
Hey,
And I'm not in Tennessee.
the best news to find out about, and it's sad to say, but the best news to find out is not local.
Right. True
It's sad.
that.
You'd think they'd be all over it, man. I mean, and I don't even want to mention this case, but we all know the case that just happened with the couple.
Yeah.
This is about Summer, right? But
Yeah.
the news, they used it, they utilized it to their advantage, and
Yes,
nobody
ma'am.
dissed it, you know? But with a 5-year-old little girl, people are like, oh my gosh, let's put a stop to this. Let's,
Nope.
why was it okay for it to happen with her? That was my only issue.
Well, not even that, but let's draw a parallel from that case to Summers' case, and as well as the Carly Trick case to Summers' case. What is the difference? What is the difference between the Gabby case, the Trick case? They're together and they're the same in my equation. And
Right.
Summers' case, national news media involvement.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't find Carly Trent. And mind you, who owned this property that the Wells have owned prior to the Wells owning it? The Trents.
Yes,
They couldn't
exactly.
find Carly Trent until the national news media comes and descends upon that town. And then
What?
miraculously, as the article that I have says, and it's the man that was with Donnie with a D, Lawson, when
Mm-hmm.
he found Carly Trent on miraculously what? The Lawson's property. Um, the guy states, and I quote, Donnie came to us like an angel descended from heaven.
Are you referring to?
The article that talks about the homecoming for Carly Trent,
Okay. Now there
where
was
they,
something that was just kind of let me see, let loose, if you will, here about a guy that's been covering the Summer Wells case and about he being relative to a sheriff who had found a girl in the shed. Did you hear that one?
I may know someone that's covering the case that is related to this situation currently, and
Mm-hmm.
they may or may not know that I know their identity.
I'm not
I'll
gonna
have
say
to
the name.
I'll have to take the fifth on that, but let me say
Yeah,
this. You
allegedly.
might allegedly have the same last name as Allie.
Hmm. And there we go, back to the beginning.
Boom.
And
Right.
that's
Pow.
it,
Boom.
Investigative 101, back to the beginning. And who was involved? H, right?
Yeah.
And little, well, Allison.
And let's not forget, I like to refer to this case as a spider web. If you've seen how a
Mm,
spider web does, it works like a spider web because everything keeps coming back full circle.
right, like the
It
serpent's mouth.
everything intertwines and interlinks, but it still keeps coming back full circle.
Like the Leilus that guy drew. I mean, that was so crazy to me. I've never seen that done before, but how accurate.
I know what you're talking about on that too.
Yeah.
Regardless, even if I'm not subscribed to the channel, if they've had something to say about this case, I have watched it.
Ooh,
Sue Soul Sister,
Christ.
who is the she that you're referring to that said Candace and Dawn were not involved? If you're talking about Jody Sue, the neighbor, we kind of already went through that.
And I think that she just involved herself.
Or maybe she's got something to lose or gain.
Well, I'm glad
Hey,
you mentioned. I'm glad that
funny
you
how she had
mentioned.
money to move, right? But she's a single mother.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned her stating that she is very loyal to Candace because I
Mm,
mean, why would she feel that was very important to say that? You know,
exactly.
she
And then the
obviously knows more.
photos. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying she obviously would probably know more than what she's letting on. You know, she's just trying to protect Candace.
She thinks that she's protecting those boys. I don't think that she really had, or maybe she ignored it because they ignored all the abuse that happened to her. You
Yeah.
know, I think she thought that what she was doing was trying to look out for the kids and Candace, but what she really did was make it harder for like the DCS service to be involved. She's at the bottom of the hill. Hey, Candace, they're coming. Lock your doors. You know, I could see that all day, allegedly.
Yeah.
But
And
what
from what
really
I
struck
did
me, guys,
understand, they repeatedly, quote unquote, dodged CPS, or I know it's
mm-hmm,
probably DPS in Tennessee, but
DCS.
DCS. Here it's CPS or DSS, depending on which department it is.
Mhm.
But sorry, I was reading something. Yeah, yes, actually, I forgot that part too. Um, I have been told that allegedly Donnie Larson is ex-DEA,
Huh.
and there's several Larsons on the police force, sheriff's department, whatnot, in that area. I think a Bobby and a Gary, maybe.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I found records where a judge was convicted of some SA type criminal activity.
What?
Oh, yeah, I have
She?
that news article. Think I'll just not say the name, but it's in the newspaper article. I'll post a link to that somewhere.
You remember the interview that DW gave about he being up at 3 a.m. and then he was going to go head out to work at 3 a.m. and it was dark and there was a red truck at the bottom of the hill stuck in a four-wheeler and then a cop shows up. So why are these photos on Miss J's Facebook in the broad daylight?
Exactly. And isn't it a different date on those photos?
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure they're dated a different day.
Yeah, August the 3rd, she posted that.
Yep.
So
She's good, isn't she? She's psychic. She's a real She's the real deal. Because she even was able to conjure up pictures beforehand. I think whoever has that missing camera has got a whole lot of information.
I think maybe Grandis took it with her.
What do you think about Grandis? What's your theory about how was she able to leave in the vehicle that this
someone
little
was
girl was
in.
last seen in, but yet H couldn't leave when his father sent somebody that's the job they do, is go and do, bring somebody like that. And he actually had a court order signed by a judge.
You know what Ellie's excuse was for H? He can't leave. There's an open investigation, right? So what's Grandis's excuse to
That's
leave?
what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's what I'm saying.
medical emergencies, right? Bullshit. Oh, bullcrap.
You're fine. It ain't 5 minutes before. I agree with you. It's total BS.
She got the
Because
heck out of Dodge.
how
She
though?
didn't want to be questioned because she cracked.
How was she allowed to go though? Is my question. How was she allowed? See, I have a theory. And we'll find out eventually. I have a theory that we have seen and heard that Grandis has been on phone calls and FaceTime, right?
Mm-hmm.
But have you seen pictures of where she's at? Has there been any proof that she's at the sister's house?
No, I've said
Right.
that too.
So what if she's in some type of protective custody?
What if she's still in her camper
What,
and
dead?
her truck isn't there?
Somebody would have seen her come out.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if she's not told.
I believe
Maybe something triggered something from her daughter's disappearance in her
that
mind.
release. I think that the YouTube release that, who was it? I can't remember her name, but she released all those messages between her and Grandis.
Yeah.
And I think she started feeling the heat. And then
Yeah.
that's when this other statement comes out all of a sudden where she wants to just let go. There were no flowers planted that day. She went in and went to bed. Oh, but I do know that she being Candace left with Summer. How do you know that if you were in bed, Grandis?
Because she But now one thing I do believe was true, and remember this, the best lies are built on a kernel of truth. Because that makes it easier for you to remember the lie. I keep telling the people this: when you're investigating something like this or any other thing, the one thing you have to do is get in the mindset of the person you're looking into.
Absolutely.
I keep telling people both of these people have been incarcerated more than once. Google it if you don't believe me. There's a book called The 48 Laws of Power. Even Google tells you that that book is considered the prisoner's Bible. It's all about manipulation of every situation and every person you come into contact with.
I'm gonna get that book just to look over. You know what I'm saying? Just for investigative reasons.
You can look at the names. You can look at the names of the chapters and get an idea. It tells you how to manipulate your situations with your employer and your boss.
Wow.
It tells you how to manipulate your family. It goes over everything. And where do I know about it from? Because my ex was a prisoner in New York.
Okay.
And the copy I have was his with all the highlights.
Okay.
So,
heard that. Hey, there's something else I wanted to point out, Nita.
Absolutely.
Why is it that little Miss J found it important to say in that Facebook release that she did that Voldemort has to leave her by herself in the presence of Mr. Dobbs to go call the police? Right? The cell reception is terrible, right? I don't care where you are. I do not care where you are. Dial 911.
You listen, already we have, where I live, we have the same spotty reception. Matter of fact, my Maud Griff can attest to that. I have to hang up with her and call back sometimes if I'm driving around just 8/10 of a mile from my house to the corner store. I lose reception. That being said, we have an area that's similar to where they live as far as it's outside of where cell towers are. And one thing I can tell you, and to tell you the name of certain places would dox myself, but when you go that far, which is about 8.5, 9 miles outside of our city limits where I live, and it's going up towards the mountain, a different direction, but it's still heading towards Tennessee, just a different highway.
Right.
You get where there's no cell service. There's no cell towers. There's no cell service. But guess what you can do? You can still call 911 from the phone,
right.
even if it. And let me elaborate further. She could post TikTok videos and everything else from a phone that she didn't pay a bill on because they had Wi-Fi at that house.
Right.
Why did she have to go get grandma's phone to call 911 when she had a phone that she was able to connect through Facebook Messenger to talk to Dawn on? To call 911.
Service or not, you can still call 911 even if your phone is inactive.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But even with that being the case, even with that, she had Wi-Fi signal. Because without Wi-Fi on the phone, she said her phone didn't have a service plan paid, but she was able to use the Facebook Messenger app to call Dawn and talk to Dawn.
Yeah.
Then how did she get a hold of Hunter? Or I'm sorry, H. Then how did H get a hold of her when she was in town running errands?
Exactly.
Because Brandis activated her phone at the Warriors
while they were swimming after H was already with them. Exactly. Can you say inconsistencies once again?
Yes.
All I'm telling you is, I don't care how bad your signal is and how bad your service. If your city and town has the 911 system in it, then you can dial 911. You can have a phone, a landline phone that ain't been connected for 20 years. And as long as it's plugged into that jack and them lines ain't been cut, you can still call 911 from it.
Yep.
You know how I know? Ask my daughter. because she was
I was
playing
about
on
to
the phone
say,
years ago and called 911 and hung up,
listen,
and they were at my house with the quickness.
I was about to say when I was a child, and I'm
Hmm.
probably, I just turned 29, okay? When I was a child, though, I did that, and they showed up at our house. So, yes.
Navy Bean said while they were at the hospital, she may have been connected to Wi-Fi and Facebook called Hunter. That is a good point. But
Mm,
again, she had Wi-Fi at her house. She said she was in the driveway, so that if she was able to use her phone to connect to talk to Dawn through either Facebook Messenger or a calling app like Text Now or one of those
yes,
calling apps you can download, she could dial 911 from that phone. We
exactly
all know
right.
that. Let's not play dumb.
And here's
What
another
and
thing now. Go ahead, Nina.
what I was going to say is most people are basing their theories on what happened based on the original
Mm,
stories that we were told of. We went here for this reason and we went there for this reason and we went there for that reason. But
those
you know what?
interviews he did with.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But if you found all these little inconsistencies and lies here and there in the stories, why would you believe anything they told you about their timeline?
And I don't care how much money, how much clout, I don't give a crap. I will not sit here and allow someone who has confessed to SA to be on my panel, to be on anything.
You got that right.
Bye. See you.
I
Bye.
don't want to interview none of them. None of them.
None.
None of them.
And
None.
listen, check this out, Nita. Here's another thing Miss J had said in her little Facebook release. She mentions, right, that after she had the police to run dogs off, that she in Baltimore went by all these
Yep.
hotels that they could recollect, went by the local hollows that they would
Hmm.
recall him at, and he was
Yep.
nowhere. Why did they take it upon themselves to go searching for someone they just ran off?
You tell me. Was he the planned scapegoat?
Exactly.
Or because I have information
Like, come back,
that came
Katie.
to me that Don, Daddy Don, oh God, no, I can't believe I just said that. I can't believe that Summers Daddy Don. That even
I
sounds
know how
crazy.
you meant, and I know.
Yeah, that him and Mr. Dobbs were seen several times dining and drinking together in town before she went missing.
Mm. Okay, and
Yep.
what about she said she took videos only hours before Summer's disappearance, and not only that, but she had seen a blue, older looking trailblazer. But if we do a little research here,
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mr. Dodson
Mm-hmm.
has a similar vehicle to
Mm-hmm.
Candace
Mm-hmm.
that is what color?
Blue.
Bingo!
And also everybody's talking about the Subaru and how they got it and everything else, which I do understand. It's fully paid for and it's a 2021. Well, does I have made this kind of clear. First of all, Mr. Dodson got fired from the funeral home shortly after he was doing all his little interviews. That's one. Two, because his daughter wrote a scathing review, and yes, I do have that. A scathing review on the website for the funeral home. And then when you go to look at her page, her on again, off again fiance, his family, they own a car lot
Mm.
that sells Subarus. And when you look at his ex jobs, it says now maybe there's another Donnie Wells that
Oh
did
my
construction
god.
in Arkansas, but it says that he worked for Construction Don Wells in Arkansas. And yep,
The
I have those
Don.
screenshots too. And then if you will just keep on tying it in further, I'll just keep saying it in and then and then. When you
Go
look at
ahead.
Mr. Hiltz and Mr. Vogel's web pages, which have now been scrubbed, by the way, but don't worry, because I got them before they got scrubbed. Thank you. Um,
I love her.
Gotcha. They also are friends with Allie and Hunter. And if you look at their pictures, they share certain pictures that you'll see a lot of children in, a lot, in some not very nice ways. And I felt creepy even keeping them, but I just had a gut feeling. And there was a lot of swastikas. There was even a rainbow flag that looked like a rainbow rebel flag
What?
with a swastika in it. Yeah, I
I ain't
wasn't
never
able to
seen
get
that.
that. And I hate that. I had never seen it either.
Right.
And I wish I had taken that picture, but I didn't think it's significant at that time. Um, but it's just weird, especially considering there's a lot of military and army references on the Vogel page. There's also a Vogel Jr. and a Vogel the Third. I have those two. I have those two. I have y'all's
I did,
pictures and those two.
can I say something?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
please.
Oh, I was just trying to be respectful and letting her talk, but I just wanted to say as well,
Thank
there's
you.
someone that, that's related to Don with the same last name, Wells, that actually, I think prior worked for life insurance company, and and then after that, then I could see, what this person owns as far as homes and vehicles, and this lady has owned 5 vehicles, and 3 of them with being trucks, like the same model. I mean, who buys 3 trucks of the same models? That's a lot of money. Think about that.
Maybe somebody that's sharing them with somebody else.
Because there was
Swapping them out.
because there was talk about the life insurance of Summer, and I know a lot of people had a lot of questions about that. To actually see someone that's related to the Wells that works in that type of company, it's crazy.
Sick.
And did you guys also catch that Don Wells' mother wrote not one but 2 books about drywalling? So for those people that said Don only knows how to finish drywall, he wouldn't know how to hang sheetrock and hang the drywall and stuff. I call BS on that one too, boo boos.
Yes, ma'am. And
Dang.
didn't she get copyrighted for that?
Absolutely, you can still purchase them on Amazon.
Yep,
Wow.
saw that.
And then
Okay.
in the divorce, she I think it was from the Kelly, she actually got to keep all the royalties and all the rights to those books. So I'm
Wow.
guessing if he inherited her stuff, he would have
He's
inherited those.
inheriting them royalties.
Yeah, residuals and royalties.
Hmm. Okay, so you know what else I found weird? Why did she find it necessary to talk about a special needs park, right? That's fine. But perverts being at a special needs park, she just thought that that was very important to mention when she was releasing information about Summer.
I couldn't understand what you said. Something. What being at the special needs park?
Okay, so Miss J, she had said in her little release that she did that perverts go to this special needs park.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Carhartts, and I was like, what?
No. And I was just like, why
Well,
would she
listen,
even say that?
I don't know, but let me put it this way. From every time you investigate every way coming and going, it seems like 1 out of every 3 individuals that you pull up in this area
Especially
have
here,
an
yeah.
SA background.
It's sad. And
I
I
mean,
understand
I
that,
mean, I even found a Lawson that was married to a Barrett that was convicted of SA.
to who?
A Lawson that married a Barrett.
A Lawson had buried.
A Lawson that was married to a Barrett.
Okay, got you. I got you.
Yeah, he kind of fell off the grid after he came off the SA offender registry.
Oh, did he now?
Yeah, last address was Kingsport, I believe. I have that documentation also with pictures. And I have the documentation that they were married, even though I hadn't been able to get a marriage license. I did get an obituary that told it. Just like how did a property, I believe in 2000, and I want to say it was September of either 2020 or 2019, how did a property on Ben Hill Road get transferred to a Robin Davis's name? And when you run her back, she's still incarcerated in a Tennessee prison.
What?
Yep. I didn't find a deed on that, but what you know how they publish certain land transfers
I'm
in the
sorry.
paper.
I'm so
They
sorry.
publish
Excuse me.
land transfers in the paper. Yeah, that was published in the paper under the land transfers.
Wow. Okay. That is crazy. I'm
Yep.
trying to write stuff down too while I'm going over these notes too that I wanted to like point out to you. Oh yeah, and another thing that I found weird about Miss J's release was she repeats this, okay? She says it not once or twice or 3 or 4 times, but several times that her and her kids were laughing. They were so loud, talking over each other. That's how loud they were. They had to talk over each other. And she emphasizes that, right? But then all of a sudden she heard a noise and checked to make sure it wasn't JD. I was like, but I thought you couldn't hear anything. I thought everything was loud and everything. And then she, right after that, she complains, now back at that time, I didn't have my medication, my thyroid medication. So could that also have been a reason that maybe she was covering for Candace? Maybe Candace slid her some stuff, allegedly.
I don't know about that. I think it's possible that they may have allegedly known about each other's activities that weren't on the total up and up.
And sugar
friends
wasn't
do
the
that.
only thing being shared, honey.
Yes. Oh, yeah, there's I don't know if I can find that name or not. Let's see. There's a female I wanted to ask if anybody knew. Let's see if I can find it. Because it was an alleged really good friend of, here we go. Anybody heard of anybody with the last name of McNew? McNew?
I sure have.
Mm-hmm.
I sure have.
So have I.
I've arrested a couple.
Well, this one is supposed to be tied to the Wells, specifically Candace.
Does his first name start with a C?
No, it's a her.
Oh, it's a her. Oh, okay. Okay. This one, I know a her, and she even has McNew tatted on her neck.
A lot of people who play with spirit boxes and stuff, they have some nice crystals. I prefer amethyst crystals myself.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
I smell what you're stepping in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got some nice crystals sent to me along with my sage and my shell that I have. But yeah, I had some information sent to me. I know apparently quite a few people that are in that area that seem to like the fact that I don't take just any information and put it out there, that I want to verify it first.
Right, absolutely.
that I like, even if it means going back to microfilm. You know, land transfers published in the newspaper, actual vital records, courthouse deeds, that kind of thing. It would be amazed at what media city loves amethyst killing me. But you'd be amazed at what you can find if you're willing to look.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I was trying to grab a piece of that.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Oh,
Well,
I'm
ladies.
sorry, Nita. Hang on, honey, 1 second. This is one thing I wanted to say, but before we end this stuff. And thank you so
Okay.
much, first of all. Thank you for allowing me to join your panel and come on here and talk a little bit about the case.
Yes, ma'am.
Why did Miss J mention, and how in the world, I guess hunters would know this, like people who hunt, she mentions that she would jump in the creek, rinse and repeat, right?
Can I
Rinse and
say?
repeat.
I can say something to that because, you know, I've said I'm a country girl, and I
Right.
grew up shooting and hunting deer, coon, squirrels, all that. Now that being said, we had hound dogs growing up, and if you know anything about hound dogs, they're trained to follow a scent. Like
That's
when
right.
you're deer hunting or whatever, you want them to smell that scent. So if you are hunting someone's scent, if they're hunting someone's scent, running through the water only makes a difference if it's your scent that they're hunting.
That is correct. And
Just want
cadaver
to,
dogs can
yeah,
smell the water, and they can smell
yes,
death in the water.
yes,
So
yes.
that whole rinse and repeat thing sounds to
Was
me
some
like rinse and
BS.
being.
Yeah, exactly. Because it, and I even rewound it several times to listen to it and was like, did she really just try to say that?
Right.
Because it does not compute. For somebody, like I said, we had hound dogs, bloodhounds. That's what Papa just called them, hound dogs. And when I say we had hound dogs, he had like 6. I know because it was my job to feed them and the chickens and gather the eggs. That was one of my jobs. So, and I'm talking about, we had blue ticks. We had, you know, these were no purebred. They were not,
Right.
no BS dogs. These were purebred, trained hunting dogs. And they hunt by scent. If you were squirrel hunting, you gonna get a dead squirrel and put it up under their nose, and they gonna take you. If you raccoon hunting, the same thing. Same with deer. If you hunting a person, it's gonna be the same thing. The only reason that you would rinse and repeat or go through the water, anything to do with scent, is if it is your scent. And a cadaver dog, it's not gonna make a difference on. It's
That's
only gonna make a
right.
difference on if the person is alive.
That is correct. You are correct. And that's
I mean,
why
well,
I'm
I
like,
know.
okay, she's making these comments like she knows about these dogs, right? But really,
Yeah.
she just made herself look dumb.
Dumb. Yep, absolutely. Because I had to rewind and listen to that to make sure. Because I was actually playing her a little sped up because she talked kind of slow, and I tend to do that. That way I can pack in more information. And that is one of the first things. That's one of the very first things I said, whoa, wait a minute. Because I was kind of halfway listening. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You know, I was halfway listening. But I had to rewind. I had to rinse and repeat. Because I said, wait a minute. That's just so not true. And so I re-listened to it 2 or 3 times. Yeah.
Yes.
There's been pictures posted claiming that it was Summer's dog, the dog that she was so fond of. Now, if you guys remember, I said this, people laughed at me, but I'm gonna say it again. Yes, and she called it Yucky.
Yes.
Now, when the interview was done with Chris, and Chris came to the house on the interview room, Chris McDonough, I never say his last name right, so I apologize for butchering it. But I'm just country, and that's how we talk. She had the darn cat, the boy's cat. If and I'm a mama and a grandmama speaking, and this is just from my heart. If my youngin was missing and their daggum dog was in my house, that damn dog would have been in my arms, being held and treated like it was the king of the house.
That's exactly right.
So where was the dog? Because we seen pictures later after people started asking questions. Oh, here's the dog. They presented it, you know, whatever. But that was after all these people started asking questions, and I believe it was on a Sweaty Balls cruise show, and in which I put no stock in nothing they say. You just watch, mark my words. They some people on YouTube that knows more and is withholding stuff that's been told, and they y'all gonna get that clank clank. Because remember, you left the states because you already listen. Somebody might have left the states because they had open cases. You're not a citizen. You can't be there but so long. I know.
Right.
I know. Listen, when you study paralegal technologies, you might have to learn the general statutes of the state you're in, but you also have to learn certain federal statutes. You know, I'm not saying RICO statutes apply, but that's one of the main things that you study is RICO statutes and federal.
Right.
But that's how I know. That's how I knew to go to the U.S. Department of Justice, U.S. DOJ website for certain stuff to look that up. That's how I know how to get certain official stuff that is public record. That's why I question because of the Public Information Act. Right, the 100% legal way.
Right.
That's why I question why is it so difficult to get certain public records in the state of Tennessee after I think it's after about 1972, 1971, because the Freedom of Information Act made certain documents and certain records publicly accessible. So why, I know death certificates, why, that's different. But why certain things is it only Tennessee that I've ever run into that's so difficult to get copies of? Like, practically, I have to go in person to the courthouse and the vital records office and show ID and prove that I'm related.
Yep. Now here, I know you can go to the health department, like your local health department here, and you can get that stuff.
Yeah.
And
I can go online here. I could go out here. It's 15. Everything, but now a death certificate here, an official certified. Yeah. It also depends on if you want a certified copy or just an official copy.
Gotcha.
There is a difference. The certified copy has the state seal, and you can use it to claim insurance policies and certain stuff like that of a death certificate. So if you want that certified copy for legal type reasons, you have to be like for my dad's. My mom and him were divorced, so I was the only living relative. So I had to go get it, and I had to show my ID so that they could match my birth certificate and his name on it to show that he was my father before they would give me that certified copy. Now I can get an official copy, but not an official certified copy, and there is a difference. It has to do with that state seal that's on it, and it also is a difference in price.
September 11th.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially in Louisiana, because that people were using that to create new identities. Yeah, there's still, as I understand, there's still a federal Department of Justice task force investigating that to this day from Katrina and FEMA. That's public record too.
Yes,
you can find that out easy. I mean, you just have. Listen, you have to be willing to put in the time. You have to be willing to look and know what you're looking for and be able to understand what you're reading when you see it. Some people can connect it and some can't. Some things have to do with legal knowledge, and some things have to do with living in the country and understanding how things work in certain areas. You know, we in the Bible Belt, stuff works a little different around here. And that's also, you know, something that strikes me as a little odd being in the Bible Belt. because I'm
Mhm.
just on the other side of the dragon. And if you
Okay.
know anything about Tennessee, you know what I
Yes.
mean when I say that.
100 of them
If
curves and like.
you know me, yup, yup, yup. If you are in the Bible Belt, generally the most widespread and accepted religion is Christianity, specifically Baptist, and more specific, Southern Baptist.
That's right. Southern Baptist. Yep.
So to find a town and a county that has so many ties to the LDS is odd, to
Mm.
say the least, is odd. I'm
Like
just saying. You
it
wouldn't know
must go
that
back
if you didn't live in
generation.
the area. Yes, ma'am, it
Right.
does. Like I said, back to 1808 I've went. But I mean that is very, very odd.
There was a
No matter,
lot of trauma that happened on that land, so it's got
yes,
that
ma'am.
bad juju anyways with the war and everything.
Yep, back to the Civil War. I've got them.
Yeah.
I've read that PDF file as well. When I
Yeah.
say I've done my homework, I've done my homework.
Yes, you have, girl. Yes, you have.
Yes,
Now
I have
let's
that PDF
remember,
file.
Miss J says that community is a mixture of school workers, postal workers, an old police officer.
Yeah, I have that information also.
How? I thought
Yeah.
that, it just, I don't.
I have the article that was in the paper on that one. Yes, I
Mm-hmm.
do on that you're speaking about. I believe it had to do with CP on a computer. Yeah, I do. I know all about that. Sure do. Yep.
You're coming, right, for on the 15th, right? You will be here.
Yes, yes.
I
Yeah, I'm
cannot
gonna
wait
meet.
to meet you in person because I'm gonna be there.
Well, I'm hoping I have several other people that are coming with me, and
Is that 6 o'clock?
it's 6:30 is when we're
Six
trying
thirty.
to. Yes, ma'am. That's when we was trying to organize it. And let me say again, while you're here, we don't care. Me and the Sunshines that were came up with this idea. First of all, we want to show unity, and the idea is that anybody, anywhere in the world, can participate. That's why we're saying 6:30 p.m. Eastern time or the equivalent in your time zone, because the we won't, no matter where you're at in the world, at the same time as those in Rogersville and those in Kentucky or Georgia or Australia, wherever, to light a candle, shine a flashlight, turn on your porch light, whatever you got. It ain't got to be nothing special because we all simple people.
Right.
Hold up a sign. I don't care if you tore up a cardboard box and took a magic marker or used all the ink in your ink pen to write justice for summer. Just a simple message and record it. Send it to me in your email. Um, we're gonna try now. I've contacted Mr. Upchurch to see if we can get him to come. We also have talked. Dog the Bounty Hunter's
That would
daughter
be
works with
awesome.
missing children. We have been talked to her. I've talked to Rachel, Steve Wilkos's wife. She's actually supposed to call me back today. I've spoke to someone in Dr. Phil's crew. Um, we had already talked to John Walsh. Some people say that it was pre-announced. That's fine. His son called us back, told us they were going to feature Summer. If it was
Awesome.
pre-announced before we talked to him, great. If not, great. Um, what I see and what I have said is a national media blitz can put pressure on people to act.
That's right. That's what I was
And
saying about the last couple.
yes, ma'am. And let me say this as well. Based, I'm gonna say if it was my hometown and a similar situation occurred, and you get a national media blitz and a whole lot of eyes from the outside looking in, them
Mm-hmm.
hills and them mountains might cough you something up.
Uh-huh. And with that being said, I'm surprised that a little bit of Southern justice hasn't occurred
Girl,
yet.
I was, until I found that blood tie, I was wondering why it happened.
Right.
Because that step tie or that by marriage tie and no blood made me wonder. But that blood tie is thin unless there's a remarriage that I missed, which I can't say there ain't, because I'm still on that trail. And I won't. And I made a promise. You know, I started as a couponing channel. I didn't start as true crime.
Right.
What happened was I saw this story, and I've said this before, but for the grace of God, I could have been Summer.
That's
I
right.
could be Summer.
That's right.
I grew up in the way the Trent name and the Lawson name and the Go name and the Light name and the Murlock from the farm that this was all carved out of name holds weight. So did both sides of my grandparents on my daddy's side and still do. So when I say follow money and power, if you want some answers, I'm speaking from personal experience. And when I say I could be Summer, again, it's real personal experience.
I feel you. I feel you. Feel you on that.
But hopefully,
Oops.
as also Ginger Snap, I wonder if Ginger Snap is related to Awaken. Somebody might have told me who you are too, boo boo. Don't play with an old country girl. We might have sources. No hills have eyes, and we might have some sources that's with them eyes in them hills.
Who? Ginger?
Yeah, yeah, Ginger Snap.
Mm.
Yeah, I might know who that is. They might not, you know. But Chase for see, I don't want to say it wrong. It's 432 or 423 Chase.
423.
He's supposed to meet us and be kind of our guide.
Right, awesome. And I'm
yeah.
gonna send you something right quick.
Okay, and he's at Warriors Fork. Is where the TikTok video is supposed to have been from and everything that day.
It won't let me pull up that. Can you send me a message so I can send you a message?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank
I
you.
can just type it in here, but let's see. Okay, come on. My mouse is jumping around. I'm on a shoestring budget, but I do the
feel
best
you,
I can.
sister.
See if that didn't pop up.
Yes, ma'am, it did. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You should be able to type back, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I got you. And correct me if I'm wrong on that.
You are not. You are 100% correct.
Okay, awesome. Because he said if anybody wants any flyers to go ahead and
Yep,
shoot him
yep.
an email, and
Yep.
he'd be more than happy to
Yep.
send them out.
We're actually planning on, if I can get there a little early that day, which like I told him, it says it'll take me about an hour and a little over, but the way I drive, I should be there in about 45. That before and after, we're going to put out some flyers and try to hand them out, and I'm going to bring some with me. Because you know what's amazing to me? Like I said, I was just on the other side of the Dragon, and on the highway where we got them brand new beautiful Amber Alert and Silver Alert signs.
Right.
I ain't never seen nothing about summer.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am, I am. And I drive that highway twice a day, 5 times a week.
So which board, I wonder if that is the only board in the United States right now that has it? I wonder if that's the one in Kingsport that has
I don't know. See, we have I'm talking about the digital signs that are on the interstates.
Okay, yeah, I feel you.
Yeah,
I've not
still
seen
ain't
it
seen
either.
And I've been looking. I've been looking.
Well, we're going to have to do something about that.
Yeah.
I'm being serious. I'm about to have to.
Yeah, no, I am serious too, because let me say this. Let me say this very, very openly. No matter what you think about the story, no matter who you think did what, and who is involved or who ain't involved, or whatever. No matter what, come, stand outside, light a candle, throw on some kind of light from 6:30 p.m. to 6:35 p.m. on the 15th Eastern time, and whatever time zone you're at that equals that. And if you don't have a way to make a sign, then just chant Justice for Summer.
Anything
Because,
will help, y'all.
yeah, it's a symbol of the fact that we're not going to forget this little girl. And it's not going to get swept under the rug.
It's not going to be a
And
cold case.
then that we all want justice for her, no matter what you think.
That's
And like
right.
I've said, I don't care if it's the Voices people, the Benny people. I don't care who
Mhm.
you are, what side of whatever you're on. Sheriff Lawson, come on down. Bring the entire force with you. Come on down. We want you there. We're
What you
welcoming
said.
you and everybody else with love.
That's right.
That's all this is about. Anything else could be tabled for another day.
It's about a missing 5-year-old baby girl, y'all. This could be,
Absolutely.
God, because I just don't even want to think about it being my own. I would go crazy.
I ain't slept. I can't fathom. I lost, my son was missing when he was 9 years old for about 4 hours. And I think I about flipped myself inside out about twice. And then when
Right.
I found him and he had snuck out a window to go up to the store about 2 blocks away to get some combos and honey bun, I was ready to combo and honey bun him.
Exactly.
Because the police is who
Mama
brought him
bear.
home because I had done called him. But I had done being up and down the street with his sister in tow and knocking on every neighbor's door in the street hollering his name.
Right.
I
So
think
you was
half of the,
already flustered.
yeah, half of the world.
I feel you. But thank you so much, Nita. And I'll see you
Uh,
on the 15th, right?
yes, ma'am. Ginger snaps. Ain't nobody saying I don't like anybody, and you can be my worst enemy, and I'll still work with you to make sure that we get the biggest, best turnout for summer we
Yeah, my
can.
boys are coming in,
So
baby.
that's
So
not relevant. Yes, ma'am. You have a
thank
good
you
one.
so
I'll go
much.
ahead and put you down. But I want to make that clear. Yes, Ginger Snap. I said it don't matter who you are. It don't matter who you're representing. It doesn't matter what you feel or what you think. I'm telling you that we'll work with you. We appreciate you. This is about love. This is about a 5-year-old little girl. This ain't about who likes or who don't like anybody. That's all I'm saying. It's about justice for Summer, period. So absolutely, I welcome it. Because it's about Summer. It ain't about nothing else. Um, I do have one of our sunshines that prepares and issues press releases that is supposed to be sending our flyer out to different agencies, hoping that we can get as much attention. Wouldn't it be a wonderful blessing, you guys, if we can get national media there? That's the one thing that we praying for every single day. That's why we're on the lines, emailing and calling. Chase is Chase has already been here. Bless Chase, you guys. Have y'all seen that pallet of flyers that he's got? And yeah, I'm gonna bring some back with me. Hopefully the rest of my group has said they want to. And I see you, T. Riley. I see you, baby. And also, we're gonna stay and help pass them out. Hopefully, we can get them in every major chain, every grocery store, put them up in the big box stores, everywhere, anywhere. It amazes me that I'm less than, an hour and 45 minutes away from you guys. And until I speak about it at my job, at the local grocery store, whatever, nobody knows about it. Nobody. That's what amazes me. I know Chase has already been decorating and everything. No, from what we understood, Ginger Snap, somebody had went and took down all of the memorial stuff that was out there for summer. Um, and Chase is supposed to be out there trying to put it back up and make it even more beautiful. The whole idea with the lights and the candles is to let her know that somebody all around the world is lighting her way home to a safe place. That's the whole idea. And we want the more people we can get to participate from their homes, go to your local park, go to your local church, get a group together, take a video, send it to us. Whispers, I'm going to try. Depends on the signal I can get, sweetheart, if my phone works. But at the very least, I will be recording. I'm going to take my, I ain't got nothing fancy. Take my cell phone, and I got a little bitty Vivitar camera, but somewhere or nothing, we'll make sure we get it. We just want to make sure at the very, very least that we get as much attention as we can for her. Yeah, Ginger Snap, that's what I heard. There's no signs and flyers up anywhere. It just breaks my heart. Like, I just feel like you guys, we should all band together and give this little girl a voice, because she doesn't have one without us. And maybe if we kick and scream enough, we can get the attention that she needs. If you look at the Murdaugh case in South Carolina. When did that case bust wide open? After People Magazine did a feature on it. Minnie Trout, that's what I said. That Chase is an angel. I saw the video. I saw the building. I saw the flyers. I saw what he's doing. And I've talked to him. Matter of fact, I don't want to say this because I might get attacked again by some of the ladies in the chat. But what's up, Lori? In the North Cackalack, I see you. Absolutely. Absolutely you can. Oh, yeah, I know there's military bases right down there. Absolutely. I lived in Spring Lake for a minute towards that area. Stronger Together, you're more welcome to meet me somewhere and roll with. We'll make sure you get there if you want to go. I'm sure I'll have to pass you to get there. That's right, Oklahoma. Who knows? Ginger Snap, as I understand, Chase said that we're going to Warriors Fork. Which I got to call him. I've got his cell. He's gave me his personal cell phone and stuff to talk to him. So that's, if you're at your house, if you're doing it outside your house, please record and email it to me, because the whole idea is to get a bunch of videos from all around the world to go with what happens at Rogersville and add it together to create a bigger news story. The bigger the news story, the more views that the news thinks they can get, the bigger, the more national coverage that we can get. That's the whole idea. The more coverage we can get for her. And I'm hoping, I know where Clinton's at, Mr. True Seeker in Tennessee. Every summer I went to Maggie Valley, the stomping grounds. I was clogging, loved to see that every summer. And then we went to Pigeon Forge in Tennessee. I think the best time I remember that we was in Tennessee, we went to Dollywood, which I went every year. They had the little round thing that was like almost like a man-made river rapids. Had a cave you went in under, and it turned a certain way. And as you went in that cave, a water spout went down, come out on somebody's head. Well, That year it got my granddaddy in the head. We all learned some new words that year. It was kind of funny though, because he never did stuff like that. I was the only one that could talk him into it. I love Maggie Valley too, and Cherokee. Awesome. It's good to know. I just understood that what was up at Warriors Fork in memorandum of her, not the new stuff you guys have been putting up, but the previous original stuff, that somebody had knocked it down or took it down or did something with it. Just reading. Yeah, you're right, Gigi. It would take a real jerk to tear that down. That sounds like a great idea, Jeannie Haynes. We also asked if people would, on their Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google accounts, just put Summer's picture as your picture. That way somebody will ask you, who's that little girl? And please feel free to use the flyer that myself or, if they're okay with it, the other group that made a flyer up for the 14th. See, it's not dueling. We're just celebrating double. The reason we picked the 15th is because it's going to be the 4-month mark for Summer to be missing. And we picked 6:30 because there were 2 911 calls. One came in before 6:30 and one came in after. So we felt like it was significant and it would mean something, even to Summer. Yeah, no balloons, guys. Balloons are very bad, and so is rice. Rice can kill some of the animals in the area. I don't know, Melissa. Who is Roger and Mark? Who's Todd? No, we're asking you to change your avatar, your picture. Like you'll see my picture and so many other people's pictures is actually a picture of Summer. I chose to use the flyer that we had made up advertising the candlelight vigil. But you'll see a lot of people's pictures are actually pictures of Summer. Awesome, Trish. Awesome. That's right, Cheryl. Birds do die from the rust. Hey, Dottie Lee from Tennessee. I freaking love her name, you guys. It's amazing. What do you want me to tell you, Miss Anna? Because we at the 3 hour and something mark, and I'm going to tell you I'm tired, and, I'm still recovering. I'm not 100%. I still got a fever. Still not feeling 100%, guys. So about 10 more minutes is all I got to give you right now. We'll try to do another live later. And what are we going to say during every live and every one we do? Justice for Summer. That's all we want, guys, is justice for Summer. Bring Summer home. Justice for Summer. Bye, Trish. Thank you for being here, darling. Oh, I just now seen Shannon Georgia Peach. I'm going to try, Sky. I'm trying. And if the mods will, just one time right before we completely sign off, run the emails and the Patreon and the other, Cash App and stuff info. Just run it one time. only because some people were asking. You did get my Gmail, Miss Lori. Okay, good, good. That way, if anybody has any questions about anything, that they'll be able to email us and ask between now and the 15th. And I'm going to try to find out what I can about making sure that it's accessible, that we can get permission to tune in and live stream John Walsh. And hopefully when I get off here and get to check my emails, maybe just everybody say a prayer and cross your fingers that Mr. Upchurch has messaged me back, that somebody from Dolly's camp has messaged me back. DDI Sue's not speaking about summer, darling. You're welcome, Miss Karen Devine. Miss Anna. Thank you, Miss Alice. Good night to all of y'all. I'm going to lay down. I say good night. It's good afternoon here. But I'm going to lay down and just take me a little nap. I'm real tired. I get tired real easy right now. But I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. And yeah, well, it's BDI's it's extra that the fungulitis and the flu together is, you know. Guys, remember, you know, like I said, no matter what you think or believe, we're just doing this to have justice for Summer, you know. And if you believe what the parents have told us, then you believe that she's been moved out of the state. And the best way to get attention, if that's the case, is the national news media. I'm saying. So no matter what you believe, ringing the phones and bugging the heck out of anybody who's a celebrity that you think might would, and out of any news media outlet or TV show you think might would give some information and time to talk about her, burn the phone lines up. Y'all guys just saw me about those. I was sitting here. I'm gonna say I will see y'all later. Said I'm gonna take me a nap. I think the makeup's starting to wear off, and y'all might see that my circles have circles. I love each and every one of you. Love my sunshines. I will talk to you guys later. Trying to go on. I know Melissa Olson. I know all about him being missing. More than you think. I know you're talking about Egypt. That's that nickname. Love each and every one of you guys. Get some rest, and we'll see y'all again later. I'm going to sign off by saying peace and love and justice for Summer. Thank you.